Yeah, we all put in great effort. Good job.
Much excited.
Well, welcome
Good
back
stream.
for anyone who's here already. This is our second campaign, our second stream.
Hold on, Chris.
This
just make sure that it's
not live yet.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
us
just
waiting.
talking to myself.
Click to go live.
Click it. Click it.
The clinic.
We
Dissonant
are-
whispers.
Yep. Okay, we're up.
There we
We're
go.
live. Go ahead.
We are much technology good.
Yay. So for everybody coming back, we are Vets and Vagrants. This is a
Mostly
fun new
vagrants.
venture. Mostly vagrants. Fun new venture for us. We all play D&D together. As you can tell from last week's stream and this week's stream, we have two different campaigns going. At least for me, for a lot of people right now, D&D is a very therapeutic thing for us because we get to be different things, different people, and it's fun. But this is a fun place for us to forge adventures, forge friendships, and forge Moose's birth certificate so he can actually be a citizen and pay taxes. This weekend, this is Aranthia. The party is starting out brand new, level 1, which for a lot of D&D people is unheard of. Everybody kind of wants to start later on, so it's you get to build cool things into your character. But we're starting fresh, and we're starting fresh because the party died. The entire party died. It was a very big TPK. Aranthia underwent a calamity, and everybody got killed trying to save the day, and they didn't save the day. So we find ourselves here. Give you guys just a brief summary. Our BBEG from the previous portion of this campaign is a great ancient black dragon named Umbrax. After Umbrax's conquest of Aranthia, the free people all fled north to escape his tyranny, establishing the city of High Hold in the highlands west of the Celestian Mountains. Governed by the Council of Nine, representing each major race, the High Hold became a heart of resistance. Nearby towns like Loch Shalen and River Cleft were founded as new settlements for those seeking to rebuild. In the frozen tundra east of the Celestian Mountains, the Citadel of Frost Hold kind of became the last bastion in the Great White North. It was founded by Northmen and Tabaxi. Despite Umbrax's powers, he kind of fears this mysterious force of the North. And so instead of coming himself, he sends his minions, his orcs, his goblins, his trolls, his whatever he can find. And we find ourselves now here in the lovely, tiny, but growing town of Loch Shalen. Loch Shalen was founded by refugees. They spread out all over, and they kind of settled here along the Shalen River, right beside the shores of the loch itself, Loch Shalen. And in this town, we have everybody you would expect in any good TTRPG. We have innkeepers, we have librarians, professors, smiths, and all the fun people. But we're going to focus in on a few right now. So we open the story in the Watcher's Roost, which is our inn, our tavern. Sitting at the little low bar portion, we see a uncommon figure in this part of the world. We see a little kinku named Kandu. Tim, you want to introduce Kandu?
Kandu is a kinku. He is a scribe and a messenger. He basically carries messages mostly for the temples, but also for other rich people in the area. And he's developed a reputation as being somebody who is both quick and discreet, and knows how to mind his own business.
Nice. So as we sit here in this tavern, Candu is met with kind of somebody who's taken him under his wing, so to speak, and for no pun intended. He's met by the innkeeper, or one of the two innkeepers. He is met by this very kind of tall, very dapper tiefling. His name is Rift. Gray hair, glasses. He looks very scholarly. He's a little silly. He's very charismatic. But the tavern and the inn in Loch Shalen, the Watcher's Roost, also has little stores and stuff. So it's where everybody it's a central portion of town. It's where everybody comes through. And Rift, whenever Candu showed up, Rift saw the opportunity to make a friend, mold a young refugee in these areas to kind of help him out. So he let Candu use the tavern and the inn as kind of his hub of activity. So we find Candu sitting up at the bar just waiting for a message, and Rift comes over and leans on the bar in that kind of very swaggerly, dapper way. He's, "Hello, Candu. Are we having a good day today?"
It's always a good day when there's money to be made.
And there's always money to be made if you are in the right part of town. I think today's going to be a good day. We have, I think, 3 separate carts coming. One from Highhold, one from somewhere farther north, and one that I think has been circling town for about a week. I think they got lost. We sent one of the guards out to find them. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good day. I think it's going to be a very good day.
Outstanding.
And then as we kind of fade back out to the grand picture of town, that brings us over to one of the lesser traveled parts of town, the library. Most towns, especially refugee towns, most of them didn't bring a lot of books. They didn't bring a lot of scrolls. Somehow, though, Loch Shalen has a pretty extensive library, and a lot of it is, the work of a local scholar, Professor Killian. So if we go into the library and we kind of look around, we're met with something most wouldn't like to see or expect to see even in a library, and that is a kobold. Moose?
Oh my goodness.
Terrifying.
Sexy.
Would you like to introduce Trash?
Yes, I am Trash Bentley. I come from a family who served under Umbrax. I still, I guess, on paper, still serve Umbrax. But this 9-to-5 bullshit of, copying scrolls, testing mundane magic and spells, it's not for me. I crave adventure. I crave outside. I crave beyond the walls. But alas, I work here, and working here gives me money that gives me food. So,
And as Trash is, like he so eloquently put, just roughing it through his 9-to-5 of looking through old texts and old spell books that nobody uses anymore, because in the 1,000 years since Umbrax's return, magic's kind of fallen off a little bit. Most of the wizards have become professors. Most of the clerics are just, regular old doctors. But as he pours through these things, an elderly figure stumbles out of the office, kind of hunched a little bit. You could tell the old age is getting to him. The weather up here in the Highlands, it's very wet, very cold. He kind of stumbles out and, Trash. If you could, just one moment, please. Come with me. And he
Yes,
kind
sir.
of waves Trash over to the office. If I had some messages to send, who would I use to send them?
Me.
Oh, you would do this for me?
Yes.
I don't want to interrupt your transcribing of
Fuck
the
that.
old texts.
I'll do it.
Oh well, if I'd have known you were this hearty to get out and about, I would have sent you days ago when I finished writing these. If you could you take this satchel to the inn and see if someone there could possibly help you distribute. And when you're done, come back here very quickly, please.
Yes. I grab the satchel. I puff it over my shoulder. How big is the satchel? Is it about my size?
It's like a messenger bag, so it's
Okay.
like 14 inches by 12 inches.
Okay.
Little leather flap over
A
messenger
backpack
bag.
for you.
It's got 8 little scrolls. They're all marked with the names.
Okay. Yeah, I huff it over my back and I start heading to the inn, as you mentioned.
Which is right across the town square from the library.
The inn's
you walk
name?
out.
Do we have a name for
It's the Watcher's Roost. So you walk out. If you walked out of the library's front door, you would walk out. You'd see the fountain. You walk right across, and boom, you're right there.
Okay.
So as we once again fade back out to the broader scope, our little kobold, one of the few, very, very few here in the north, or at least in this part of the north, just kind of trudging his little bag of messages out into the sleety rain of the Highlands. We're brought to a more stoic scene, the local smithy, where we see a young man who is toiling, so to speak, under the tutelage of some of the best smiths in Aranthia, the dwarves, but one very specific dwarf. And we find him seated at the fire, getting some tutoring from his master. And Tony, if you want to introduce Darius to us.
I am Darius. When I was a child, my village was destroyed, and I have sworn an eternal oath of vengeance against every single blood-sucking orc who calls Umbrax his master, and I will not stop until my vengeance is met. I seek the forge to beat out my frustration, and I am making my great axe, Oathkeeper, and I will destroy everything in my path. So Darius is, as you can see, very pissed off at everything who resembles an orc. And he has traveled here and became an apprentice of the dwarf, and is doing simple mundane tasks as a smith while also working in the background on a great axe that he is kind of made. It's finished. He's just kind of honing it, and he's going to use it to exact his revenge on the Orcish tribes of Umbrax.
So we find ourselves in this smith with Darius kind of working on the intricacies of his great axe, and we find his teacher, his master, and sitting across from him, just watching, paying very close attention to every little movement he makes. And Finally, Arden, the dwarven smith, sits back and he goes, huh. That blade will never harden. Go heat it up, start again.
It is hardened by the forge of my heart. It is as hard as it's ever going to be. What do you mean?
That's well and good. Unfortunately, heart forges don't make good blades. They don't kill people. So,
I need to slay the orcs.
yeah, we're working on that. First, you need to slay the inadequacies in that blade. Once we've gotten to that point, then I would feel comfortable not only sending you and that blade to slay the mighty hordes of orcs, but I might even come with you. And
Can I make
need the help.
Can I make a Constitution saving throw to save my feelings from being hurt?
Absolutely. Roll your Constitution saving throw. We'll say a DC 15.
Save. Come on. Oh, nice. Look at that. So I'll just kind of.
Your feelings are they aren't hurt. You're more embarrassed because this is your master. This is the person who has spent the last couple of years that you've been in Loch Shalen, kind of honing the little skills you had and kind of teaching you some of the intricacies of dwarven smithing, which is a rare thing to be taught if you weren't a dwarf. So you're a little more embarrassed. Your pride's a little hurt, but your feelings aren't hurt because you understand that even as brash or as snarky that Arden can be, he means it with the utmost love. Like he wouldn't be telling you these things if he didn't want you to succeed.
So as I walk away to go basically redo my axe, because Tempest, I'm a paladin of Tempest, and so
Tempest, you gotta help me with this. This is ridiculous. I need to kill orcs.
And I just kind of walk away.
Very nice. So we once again kind of zoom back out to the center of town here in Aranthia, and we're met with one of these what have been known as the refugee carts. Caravans, ones and twos carts that bring in people who, all over Aranthia who are just looking to expand and expand in the north away from the rain and fear of Umbrax. So on this cart, as it comes to a stop, it's met by the local guard captain, Ulfric Stormhill, who is a tall, very, very Highlander-esque figure. Very tall, very broad-shouldered, very thick, but you could tell he's old. Ulfric is, pushing 60. He fought a lot of wars. He fought a lot of stuff. He's fought orcs. He's fought trolls. He's fought goblins. But he picked Loch Shalen because it was quiet. He picked Loch Shalen to kind of calm down, kind of settle down. And one of his jobs as guard captain is to greet the newcomers as they come in, and just to make sure that no ill will is meant by any of the newcomers, that no one has snuck into one of these carts with the plan to do any harm. And the cart he has today, it actually only has 2 refugees on it. One is an elderly woman who basically has lost everything and just decided the high hills was somewhere she wanted to retire to. And as she, as he kind of helps her off the cart and gets her bag and kind of waves over one of the younger guardsmen, he's like, yep, just yeah. Kind of gets her a little help because she's going to need all of it she can get. He turns to help down the second passenger, and he is met with this young woman who has a rare trait in these parts, but I'll let her tell you that. Bree?
Yeah. I am Ash Arctooth. I have cat ears and a tail, as I am a deep 1,000-year or so descendant of the Tabaxi of the North. It's just been diluted throughout the years. I not much to my dress, just still bundled up for the cold North. And I don't care very much on my person, but a very cushy pack on my back, as if it's protecting something inside, and just a couple of other small glass baubles on my belt.
I tried to get the picture right. This was the best I could do. The ears are like cut off at the top, and I was like,
Yeah.
no. But yeah, so as this young, woman of Tabaxi lineage, this kind of half Tabaxi, is coming off the cart. Ulfric has spent time in the frosts, in the wastes of the Frostland, in his young soldiering days. So he's not as caught off guard, more or less, trying to figure out why someone with Tabaxi lineage left the Frosthold. But he does help you down, and he kind of gives you the once over and that kind of gruff old soldier tone. Well, ma'am, I trust you aren't bringing any contraband into town, right?
Not as such, no. I merely here for trade purposes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so trade. So what I recommend is you make your way right down the street. There is an open market, unless you've got a bunch of stuff you want to set up. That's a fun place to go. But I also recommend checking in at the Watcher's Roost. You're going to want to talk to either Rift or Elena. They run that joint. They have a little market hall, so to speak, underneath the rooms of the inn where, if you're just peddling a few wares, you can definitely get some good customers there. How about that?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
I think I will.
Awesome. So once again, we kind of zoom ourselves back out to the greater Loch Shalen. We find, again, Can Do hanging out. Let me get our little tokens out here.
Oh, we
Did you
popping
just say
into
awesome as a
Tadpole?
line in a D&D game?
I did. Say whatever I want to.
So
guess.
we're in
It's your
tactical
campaign.
mode right now.
Yep.
He defines the lexicon of this world.
You should be able to turn this grid off, Chris, so that it's not just.
It is off.
Oh, not for us.
We turn them off on our end.
Oh, do we? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I turned it off on my end.
Stop
Sorry.
fucking yelling at me. Sorry for cussing.
We don't
Demonetized.
That's wait. Are we past the first 5 minutes? We're good.
Fuck.
Yes, we are 23 minutes in. Fuck.
So just to give everybody kind of an idea of where everyone is.
Zoom in action for the people.
Ooh.
Because I set that up all by my lonesomes.
So we find ourselves
Elaine looks familiar.
She should. So too should Arden, and Professor Killian. So we find ourselves, with our party just kind of meandering about. Thanks, buddy. Sweet tea, lifeblood that fuels champions. We find our party meandering about in the town of Loch Shalen. Everyone in this town kind of ends up in town center at some point throughout their day. More often than not, they end up there whether they want to or not, because it just kind of has that pull. The Watcher's Roost has that tug at people's heart. It just seems like a place you'll want to be. Bear with me 2 seconds.
Mississippi. I shouldn't have transitioned because we're doing one of these. We got a fucking inside scene.
Let me get everybody where they need to be. And Bree, you are outside.
Yay!
So
Where you belong.
so we find ourselves you know, kind of huddled around the hub of life and activity here, and that is the Watcher's Roost. So named, for those of you, which is literally anybody watching this, after something
big
from
old-
the
that big chicken.
original portion of this campaign.
Is that big
The
chicken
player
that killed us all?
that damn giant chicken killed everybody. The players know it's named after a group who used to assist the guardians of this world. I'm good, Bubba. Thank you, though. The Watchers, who were predominantly Aarakocra, but Rift is one of those. He likes to keep the old stories alive. He's charismatic. He's a storyteller. He's a historian, so to speak. You know, he kind of deals in these histories that excite people, that bring emotions out. So him and his wife Elaine, they chose the Watcher's Roost, and we find ourselves here in the main portion. We're going to open it with trash. As you're walking in,
Taking the trash out.
you're walking in and you're seeing, you know, it's kind of the dead part of the morning. Nobody's getting housed. The breakfast crowd has kind of left, so you're right in between that breakfast and lunchtime.
Can I take a look in the tackle bag to see what names I have?
Yeah.
People to deliver to.
Yes.
Right. I flip it around.
Keep
to
in
my
mind
front.
too, is as a kobold, you don't have a lot of friends other than Professor Killian, so you don't really know a lot of the people here.
But
you do know Rift and Elaine, though. Everyone does.
So I flip the bag around to my front, and what names do I see?
You see one that actually says Rift, Rift Downsguard, and then you see another one that says Elaine Downsguard. You see one that says Arden Iron Render. Go sit down. You see Arden Iron Render. You see one that says can do. You see one that says Ash, but it's spelled wrong. And then you see one that says YOU.
Nice.
So I grab the one marked U, and I hold it up, and I go, "You, message for you."
As you say it, oh, thank you. I'm being showered with gifts. As you say,
That's how good we are at
see Rift,
D&D.
you see Rift kind of leans against the bar and he kind of looks at you. He's like,
Daddy,
"Are you sure that message isn't for you,
Daddy?
son?" Yeah, buddy.
can I watch TV?
The TV's not working right here.
Uh,
Go watch it in there. But he says, "You sure that's not for you, son?"
I don't know. My name's not you, so I put it back in the
I
bag.
tell you what. Yeah, let's try another one.
Put it back in the bag. I pull out the one marked Ash, and I go, Ashay, Ashay,
And
Ashy.
it's this point where Bree, from where you are, you're not all the way outside. You're actually supposed to be right over here by this door. That's my fault.
That's a door?
Yeah. And
Oh,
your
okay.
token's huge.
I could make it small.
Yeah, make it tiny. I made them all tiny so they fit within the scope of the map.
But I don't see tiny. I can't see.
But from where you are outside the door at this portion is actually kind of one of the old school tavern doors, just little swinging doors.
Yeah.
So you can actually hear him, just mainly because it's quiet inside. You can hear him from inside.
Ashay, Ashy.
Pardon? That's
Yes, ma'am.
here? Hello?
You're Ashy.
Sure, let's go with that.
You're Ashay?
Uh,
Ashy?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Message for you.
Thank
Do
you.
you need assistance with your adventure?
I'm not currently on one.
Drats. And I go
I'll
back
keep
immediately,
that in
just
mind.
like, I go back
Okay.
to the bag.
All right. Thank you. I suppose I step aside and read it.
All right. Hold that thought while you're reading it. Continue.
I pull out the one marked can do, and I go, Kando. Kando Calrissian.
I believe you're talking to me, son.
Kando?
Yes.
Message for you, sir.
Thanks.
Do you need assistance on your adventure?
I think it'll be all right.
Roger that. Drats. So then I go back to the bag.
I like how you're just standing in the middle of the tavern and just shouting out all
Yeah.
these names with no idea where these
That's
people
great.
are.
I reach back in the bag, and I go,
We'll do it.
Ardone.
As you say that, Rift kind of looks at you and goes, "Aye, lad, that's the blacksmith." I'll say, do you have one in there for a Darius as well?
No.
Right,
Just
I think you do. Well, just hold on to that one.
Well, the guy,
Who else do
God
you-
didn't say that there was one when I
Bring-
was writing
bring-
down.
Bring me your bag, son. I'm going to help you.
Do you have
'cause this
clearance?
seems like an exercise in futility. As a matter of fact, I do.
Can I roll
You
an
need to
inside
see my
check?
clearance card.
Can I roll an inside check to see his clearance card?
Yes. It's a DC 5.
It's
And
a DC 5 off a D4.
6, maybe.
as you're asking this and walking toward the bar, he has like a little piece of parchment behind the bar. He's scribbling like a bunch of nonsense on it, and he holds it up. He goes, "This came from Highhold. I have clearance to see any parchments that come through this town as the local parchment distributor. That gentleman over there can do. He's actually one of the messengers of this local parchment distribution establishment.
That gentleman's name is Kando. Take his.
I've just used a different dialect. Yes.
I take the parchment and I hold it up to like a candle. For a watermark. See one?
Oh, so they stopped using the watermark because of all the rain.
Did it all check out?
Yeah, it all checks out.
I ask him. Did it all check out?
It absolutely checks out.
All right. I'll take your award for it. I roll it back up and I hand it back to him. And I go, I have one
Thank
for you as
Thank
well.
you very much.
Master Rift.
Oh, thank you. Do you have one for my wife?
I do. I hand that one over.
Perfect. I will make sure she gets that. Let's see. We have a Darius and Auden. Tell you what, if you could be an absolute dear, and there's a copper piece in it for you, if you could run next door to the smithy and just have those two come over, and we'll sort all this out when they get here.
While I'm doing that, can you look into a Master Yao? Yao?
That is you. That's actually the word you. It means it was for you.
That's not
I think
my
whoever
name, though.
gave you it's a word that means the individual reading it. It's an old mythical magic. I'm sorry. I understand the confusion.
Never heard of this, but I'll think about it while I go next door.
Ask Professor Killian when you get back to the library.
I'll head next door to the smithy.
All right. So as you go next door, you're able, like, you find Darius and Arden still kind of going over this blade. So Arden kind of looks over and he goes, he just looks at Darius and he's like, Hey, it's the lizard fella from the library. Go see what he wants.
Oh, sir.
So I walk over. Now, mind you, I'm like a 6 foot tall human, and so I walk up and I just kind of stare, and I just everything I do is default aggressive. So,
What do you need?
Master
and I'm just like
Darius.
staring into his soul.
Master Darius, what a wonderful axe you have.
Apprentice, actually. I'm not a master yet.
Oh, apologies, apprentice. What a lovely axe you have. Are the cracks in the delaminations on purpose on the axe head?
I need so I need to make a this dude's got an ego for days, so like I need to roll Constitution saving throws to check my ego.
I want a DC 15.
A DC 15. Good, not
He's
11.
gonna fucking
Oh,
kill
he's
me.
gonna go home fucking crying.
Oh my god, yeah.
Your ego is very brute. So at this point,
Show you
kind of
cracks.
so
I grab Trash by the scruff and I bring him up to my face. You want to see some cracks?
Arden walks over. Arden walks over, kind of, being a dwarf, he is shorter than Darius, but he is much like broader. He kind of walks over, just takes Trash from him, sets him on the ground, brushes him off, and looks over at Darius and goes, "Jesus Christ, son, you've got to get that under control." And he looks back down and he goes, "What's your message there, boy?"
First off, he's probably angry because when I was up there, the air is quite thin at that altitude compared to down here. So it's probably lacks of oxygen.
Tall folk don't get it like we do.
No, we got the good thick air. Anyway, we have some messages for you over in the inn. For you and not Master Darius.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that from you. And
Yes,
you run along. We'll be over there shortly.
And I just sort of
I'm just fuming. I'm just
give me a little scrap. I'll tell you
Arden looks over at you.
Show him some cracks.
Like, hey, go dunk your head in the water bucket. And I do mean the one covered in ice. Calm the fuck down. And then you coming with me. We're going over. We're going to go see Rift about these messages.
As I'm walking out the door, I poke my head back in and I go, "Oh, do any of you need assistance on your adventure?"
No, son.
Do you know Umbrax?
It's not quite an adventure walking from the forge to the inn.
Okay.
But we'll let you know.
I asked him if he knew Umbrax.
Yes, we all do.
Do you know where he is?
Yeah, probably in the sky somewhere. He flies around a lot.
Oh, you're no help at all. Go away.
The whole time Arden's just kind of like looking at you with this, like, how the fuck did I get saddled with this dude? So we find our whole party now conveniently adjourned in one nice little area here with a lane coming over from the bakery. In case you guys if you ever need baked goods, the other portion has a bakery.
Does she do cheese pastries?
Yes, she does a very good. It's kind of a take on the cheese Danish, but since the local area is ripe with a lot of like berries, she adds a little berry tart to it. It's later you have to try one. It's delicious.
I think we need to investigate.
So as everybody kind of finds themselves here, everybody except for Trash, who is now on his way back to the library.
Oh, I didn't get a hang
Rift. No, you're going back to the library.
But I have my letter.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Do I have my letter?
Yes. He left it in the bag for you.
This for you.
But
Yeah,
Rift is, pulling ales for everybody. As he does that, Elaine kind of sees Ash over in the corner at the corner table by the hearth. She pours a smaller, cup of their local berry wine. It's actually a berry mead. Phenomenal. She pours it, and she makes her way over, and in the most like motherly, like somewhere between motherly and the aunt that gets you in trouble a lot, that kind of warm feeling, she comes over, she just gently puts her hands on a hand on your shoulder and kind of leans in front of you, puts the cup down on the table. She's, do you have everything you need, love?
Oh, yeah. I suppose I might need a room for the next couple nights.
Very
But
nice.
that would be it, I think.
Okay, well, we will sort that out. I see you got a letter from Trash.
Is the kobold? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's
Yes.
I know it sounds like a terribly horrible thing to say about a small lizard man, but his name is Trash, and it kind of makes it easier for us to make fun of him. But he is a delightful little creature, and he is absolutely a joy to have around. If you want, we were all given letters. If you want to come to the bar, and we're gonna open them and read them together.
Oh, that'd be nice. I think I'll come along.
Mail doesn't come very often here, so when it does, we all kind of make a thing of it. So with that, she kind of comes back around the bar. She's putting up little plates with like cheese cubes and little berries and stuff, like little snacks, finger food. She's a very accommodating host, much to Riff's wallet's chagrin. So Rift kind of unfurls his letter, and he holds it out in front of him. And he looks and he goes, "Huh." He looks over at Elena, and she's got hers rolled out, and she's looking at it, and he goes, "Oh." He kind of peeks over. "Hey, Arden, do you mind if I see?" And Arden kind of he tucked it in his belt somewhere, and he's walking. He's trying to find. He pulls it out, and he kind of opens it up and shows it to him. He goes, "Yes, I believe yes. All in attendance." And he kind of looks around. He's trying to get everybody's attention. He goes, "If I'm not mistaken, we've all received the very same message, and it says a very polite, very, very polite, very, very, very polite summons to the library by Professor Killian. Well, I guess we've been very, 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 very politely invited to the library for some reason."
I look over at Arden. Why didn't we just go to the library?
Arden kind of looks at him. "Calm down, son. We didn't know we needed to go to the library. Pump the brakes."
I just quaff my ale.
Arden kind of looks at everybody. And goes, "Well, guess that means we all need to make our way to the library then. As we are." And with that, he just stands up and kind of looks at Darius and then starts walking to the door. Bree?
How polite was this letter that make him like?
It literally said, "Very politely, very, very politely, very, very, very politely summon you to the library, Professor Killian."
Oh, okay. I suppose
It's probably one of the most polite summons you'll ever receive in Aranthia right now. I mean, given all that's going on.
Yeah. So I suppose we'd best be off.
Nice.
To the library, Jeeves.
All right.
So we make our way to the library.
To the library.
If you can make your tokens bigger now, or just leave them. It doesn't matter. It's just for position. But we find ourselves in the main portion, the main hall of the library, including you, Trash.
How do I make my token bigger?
You have to edit, go into your character, edit, and it's all the way at the bottom of the first screen.
You don't have to. It's really just placekeepers for this.
Oh, okay.
You can't
We're
see
not
anyone.
fighting anything, so distance doesn't matter.
But I can't see anyone. Let's zoom in all the way in.
So, as everybody starts to make their way in, Trash has already been back in the building for a minute.
I see them enter.
Yep, and
I ask, did you guys bring Yao with you?
damn it. As you say that, Orin. Did I make the token the right size? Sweet. Orin comes out of his little back office room. He goes, "Yao, who are you talking about? This Yao? That was for you. That was for you, Master Bentley."
Why didn't it say me then on it?
Well, I guess that is fair played. I hadn't thought of it that way.
If it said me, I would have known it was for me.
Anyway, you're already here, so it doesn't matter. If you all could gather around this table here.
I open it up and read it.
And he says, you there, and he's talking to Rift as Rift is the last one in. He says, if you could close and lock that, please. So Rift turns around, kind of slowly, very curiously, closes and pulls a little lock and makes his way over to the center table with our multi-sized tokens. And as everyone is gathered around the table, Professor Killian, he kind of looks around at everyone. He's like, well, okay, yes, okay, this is very good. So, as you all know, Umbrax is a very great threat to our world, right? You did all know that, right?
Umbrax is the great nightmare, and I will destroy him.
Yes, that's very, very, very well put.
He's like not the best boss.
Oh, I'm sure he is an absolute atrocious, abhorrent companion to work for.
My holiday leave last year.
Oh, that is terrible.
I already had tickets.
Well, I tell you what, just so we could maybe put me on a list higher than him, you get the entire month off for Christmas. And he looks around the table and he starts to lock eyes with Rift and Elaine and Arden, and just as all of this kind of starts to kick off, out of the side room, someone y'all didn't expect to see here comes strolling in, and it's Ulfric. He goes, oh yes, Master Ulfric, I forgot you had gone to the privy. Please join us, yes. And so Professor Killian kind of looks around the table, and he's like, Arden. Great Arden. It's been a long time since I was able to look upon someone whose lineage goes all the way back to the Iron Forge. Someone who, stood for something, came from a clan with great roots in the mountain. I know of people who may know of people who knew your great-great-grandfather. I believe he was a captain. Thrall, was it? Yes, Thrall Iron Fist. Before your clan became the Iron Renders, you were the Iron Fists. Yes, see, Thrall had a secret, and we will get to that later. And as he says that, you kind of see Arden gets uncomfortable and starts to do that thing big guys do when they get uncomfortable in a room, and he kind of starts to sway. And he starts to look around, and Killian looks over at Rift, and he's like, yes, and Rift, wondrous person you are, wondrous person. As much as you think you've hidden some of your talents from your lovely wife, she and I both have spoken of them many times. It's so great that you're here. And he looks over at Ulfric, and he's like, and Master Ulfric, as someone who has been on the battlefield as long as you have, it's a rare thing to have your gifts for strategy, and I've brought you here because I've brought our younger companions here. See, there's something I've been keeping from the people of Loch Shalen, and kind of as he says that, you start to see kind of the demeanor, like his hunch kind of straightens a little bit. His robes become a little more less old grayed robes and more of like these finer high born big designing all over the hems and everything, and he stands straighter up and he goes, yes, I know everyone in this village has known me as Professor Killian, but there's kind of a secret, you see. The reason we have this extensive library, and the reason that I've brought on Master Bentley as my librarian and companion here is because, well, Killian is not my name.
Trash gasps super audibly. Just like,
See, I've gone by many names over the years and decades, even centuries, well, millennia. My name is Orin.
God damn it.
Already.
God damn it.
Can's tapping one of his toenails on the floor, waiting for him to get to the point. Doing the typical Zoomer thing, getting impatient.
Yeah, just
Trash faints.
Orin kind of looks up over the Thames. I think he will be all right. We'll tell him all of it when he comes to. Yes. So, well, matter of fact, and he, for the first time for any of you, you're seeing something that's thought to be lost, and you see Orin kind of take his hand. He does like this. See these little blue tendrils of magic kind of pick Trash up. They kind of bring him to and stand him back up like he never fainted.
Is he still unconscious?
No, he's awake now.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
fully still unconscious, just scarecrow.
Just like he's just tea glitched in the corner. But no, he's fully awake, and Orin kind of looks around. And he goes, "See, 1,000 years ago, I sat with 4 others. Some of you may have heard the tales. A small group that sought to thwart Umbrax before his returning was complete. Unfortunately, they perished. But I feel it's time to start again. I think Aranthia has dealt with Umbrax for long enough, and there's some new information that may help you all. See, I am one of the Guardians. I know. You probably have never heard of us. We haven't done much for Aranthia in a long time.
So
As he says that, I kind of
Trash faints again, and then is immediately brought back.
Tim, you were going to say something?
I was just pointing out that they've been useless for a long time. They haven't been guarding anything.
Yes,
tell
I know.
yeah.
And,
My village knows. Where were you?
well, I was here, son. Gathering
That's not much
information
good. Not much good at
so
all.
that we could bring down Umbrax. See,
Yeah.
the 4 of you are not here by accident. Darius,
Well, that's because you invited us here.
Well, I don't mean in the library. I mean in Loch Shalen, son. See, when you were finding somewhere to, make a new start, a stranger handed you something that said there were jobs for messengers in Loch Shalen. And Darius, when you were yet a refugee after your village had been destroyed, someone said, hey, there's a smithing apprentice job in Loch Shalen. And Trash, well, when Professor Killian, me, Orin, found you on the road trying to find something to do other than being Umbrax's servant, I brought you to Loch Shalen. The only one I didn't bring here personally, that would be you, Ash.
It's a shame.
You're the
sir.
anomaly.
It's a shame, sir.
But
How you pronounce-
a shay? Is it the shay?
It's Ash. It's just Ash.
Oh, okay.
Trash fans again.
But,
He's got a 0 to con, dude.
Bro,
um,
I'm not carrying you around.
He
if
is
you keep
tissue
passing
paper.
out.
Does he legit have a 0 con?
Yeah, he's got an 11. He's
Zero
got a plus
modifier.
0 to
He
con.
has like a 10 or 11, but
11.
it's a 0 modifier.
That's
If he had
absurd.
zero
that is
con, he'd be dead.
great. But so Orin looks around. He goes, "Something. There's a reason you are all here. See, Darius, and Arden. Arden, one of the things you've probably forgotten, if it was even passed to you as it were, is that your great grandfather, Captain Thrall, he was a paladin. I know it's something that's been lost to the ages, but these were holy warriors that fought great battles, won great battles. And I know I gave you that commission many years ago, and I hope you've completed it." And as he says that, Arden kind of stands up straighter. He's Orin's praising his lineage. He's like, well, of course I completed it. It's done. If you like, I completed all of them. Would you like me to go get them? Yeah, my holy honor. Yeah. Orin's like, yes, please, if you could. So Arden,
Do you need
just
assistance
steps
on
out.
this adventure, sir?
No,
You're fainted.
I'd hate for you to see what I've made and pass out. And so Arden, wanders
Pass out
off
again.
to the he wanders off to the forge. But Orin continues, and he's like, Master Rift, you are one of the last true bards, I say. And it's a wonder that you were as willing as you were to take Master Kendu under your wing, so to speak, and watch him flourish in this land. And, well, Trash, yes, you've read every magic scroll I have in the building, so there's that. Yes, and then he looks at Ash and he goes, and there's something about you, young lady. I can't quite put my finger on it, but you will make a great healer one day. And he turns back and he goes, so I've brought you all here for one thing, and it's the one thing that everybody wants. At least I hope that everyone is as passionate about this as Trash will be. Well, I have an adventure for you.
And he passes out.
I was waiting for it, and he passes out again. And he looks around and he's like, those of you who are here in town, Elaine, young Ash will need help as a healer. And as we both know, you are the last true cleric, well, in the Highlands. And as he says that, Elaine kind of looks over at Rift, who looks over at her because he's been hiding his bardic magic from her. And she kind of looks over at him and she kind of twirls her finger and little blue tendrils kind of come up and fade away. And she's like, yes, sorry, love. But yes, I would love to if you'd have me, Ash.
I don't have any problem with you, but I'm not sure about the
Perfect.
whole adventure thing.
Oh, we'll get there. And she kind of walks over and just kind of stands next to you and puts her arm around you.
Okay.
He looks at Rift and he's like, Rift, the last true bard. I really think you could help. Master Can Do in really grasping the last bits of magic out of Aranthia. How about it? And Rift kind of looks over at Can Do and he goes, "Huh. Well, lad, we've had a lot of laughs in the inn, and I mean we've known each other long enough. What if I teach you a bit of magic?" Tim, are you alive?
I'm sorry. What?
Rift has been assigned as your magic counselor. He wants to teach you the bardic magics.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure about this whole adventure thing. This sounds psychotic. But yeah, I'd be fascinated to learn.
We'll figure that out. And well, Darius, I have quite the surprise for you, son. You seem
Is it on Brax's head?
You seem hell-bent on vengeance. And,
I've sworn an oath of vengeance to every single orc who calls on Brax master. I will kill them all.
Perfect. See, in the old days, the paladins had certain orders, certain oaths, certain tasks, and well, you've already sworn your oath of vengeance, and whether you want it or not, you will have to see it through.
Tempest will guide me.
Absolutely. Good on you, son. And he looks over at Trash and he goes, Master Bentley, you have been serving under me these many years. You've poured through every scroll in this library, many books of arcane information, but I have one that you have not seen. This one might guide you a little more, if you could. And he slides it to you, and on the front of it, it just says Orange Journal.
A single tip down.
I feel one day, despite what everyone sees in you, that you will be a great wielder of the arcane. And with this journal, I'll be able to help you along the way. And you finally get your adventure.
Yes.
Just doing a little dance.
I'm literally picturing this tiny kobold doing all of this in this room.
Standing on a chair. He's standing on a chair while he does this.
And as he tells you that, Arden comes back in with this like kind of big satchel over his shoulder, and he sets it down. And well, let me. Why is this running so slow? He sets it down and he starts kind of digging through it. And fuck, I'll have to add this stuff to y'all later because I'm not gonna go dig through everything to add it to y'all's inventory. But he starts kind of digging through and looking for different items. One of the things he pulls out is this nice breastplate, and he turns and he hands it to you, Darius. And Arden says, "I'll put my heart and soul into that, son.
I watched you do it, and I appreciate that, Master.
Forged, that has the shields and some armor of my people. It's even emblazoned with the Iron Render or Iron Fist crest upon the chest. May it serve you well."
So this usually is just stoic and just default hard, aggressive. That's
as you're doing that, Arden's like,
Trash.
That really means a lot, Master, and I appreciate that hard work. I've watched you toil, and I know what you've done.
Trash.
It's a bit dusty in here. You might want to.
Trash pops up and goes, "No offense, Master Arden, but it might be a bit big for me. You said it's for you, and according to this letter, I'm you, according to.
No, it's for Darius.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The book was for you.
Ah.
And Orin looks over and goes, "Continue, Master Auden." And so he reaches in. He goes, "Oh yeah, yeah. I kept this in the backside of the smith, just like you asked. No one's touched it." And he pulls out this like beautiful loot, and anybody who sees it can tell this was handcrafted. This was something that was made over many years. Like, it wasn't just to sit down, make this one piece. Each individual part of this has been sought after. I mean, you see woods that were part of the Elden Tree Forest. That wood doesn't exist anymore. There are engravings with bronze used from the great sands of the Red Desert. There's all these different inlays and all of this stuff. And Orin reaches over as Arden hands it to him, and he kind of starts to, you see a little tear forming, and he goes, "Yes, yes, Master can do." And he hands it to you. He says, "This belonged to a very good friend of mine. His name was Kalen Swiftwing. See, most of the Watchers didn't know, but Kalen was one of the most experienced bards in the entirety of Aranthia. And I think he would want you to have this."
Shit.
Tim.
I'm thinking. Thank you.
Okay. I was like, is he like watching the game? Like, what?
Big fans for
Yeah,
you.
no. So last time I completely zoned out for a minute. I'm sorry.
It's absolutely okay.
I don't
So I look down at I accept the loot and I look down at it, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm still like, I don't know instruments that well. I'm just kind of figuring it out. But I strum it. Like kind of a slow.
As you strum it, not knowing what you're doing and not even like holding right notes, the sound that comes off of it is gorgeous. It's like liquid. It's gold. It is just the most beautiful noise from a lute, and you aren't even experienced.
Do I have to say it?
So
Trash
I
pants.
look at
Stop.
I
Mute him.
I look up at Orin and I say, "I am honored beyond measure to call this lute my own." And I strum it again, and I just kind of enjoy the fact that I sound like I'm actually good, even though I suck.
And like seeing you hold it, you see like that tear just slowly runs. He goes, "Yes, yes. If only Kalen were here to see it pass to one of his kin." And he turns back, and he kind of, Arden at this point is like off in the corner, kind of like, yeah, looking up at books and like dusting stuff off to try to give himself the excuse for being choked up and teary eyed. And so he reaches over and grabs the last little bit of the bag, and he goes, "Ah, yes, Miss Ash, I knew there was a reason you were here. Yes." And he reaches in and he pulls out what can only be described as something that looks like it belongs in a like museum of Aranthian history. It is this mace that has feathers and like trinkets kind of hanging off the handle. The head of this mace isn't just iron spikes. There's been things added to it. The handle is a mishmash of different leathers and different materials. And he looks and he goes, "See, this mace was passed to chieftain from chieftain as the years went by in the tribes of the Frost, and well, someone many years ago gave it to me and said that one day I would know exactly who to give it to, and I could think of no one more deserving of a tabaxi relic such as this, the great mace of the chieftains. If you would." And he hands it over to you.
I accept it very gingerly.
As soon as your hand touches it, the head of the mace starts to kind of glow very dimly with this like kind of blue glow. and the air around the head of the mace gets very, very cold.
That's it's not so bad. Not as dramatic as I thought it'd be.
Oh, it will be. Trust me.
Oh. Like, look it out at full length, and I'm just like, what else is it gonna do?
You'll see one day. But for now, go, rest, eat, and well, your adventure will start in the morning. And he kind of, with that, just almost like you guys are already moving, he doesn't even wait. He just turns and walks and goes into his office and shuts the door. And
Okay.
As the door shuts, he kind of cracks it back open. He goes, Master Trash, if you could, please. He calls you over to this office.
Okay.
Everyone else just makes their way out.
I come over.
Or do you guys hang out in the library for a minute? It's up to you.
I go over and talk to Arden because he told me what's on the breastplate, but he didn't tell me what the breastplate, if it's like special or if it's just a breastplate.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna look the gift horse in the mouth.
I'm hanging out because I don't know what the fuck just happened.
It's just
I'm
like
scared to move. I don't know what's
everybody
going
got magic items, and as amazing and magnificent as it is this magical?
Arden kind of looks at you and goes, well, son, that's about as magic as it gets in our world.
Oh, nice.
I
know I always haven't been the best apprentice because I got this boiling rage inside me. But I swear, I will treat this as if it was my own blood.
Well, you'll have to. So, this particular piece has been given a name, as old dwarven armor is. This is the armor of the forge.
Oh.
I don't just mean our forge across the street. I mean the Iron Forge. This armor was made, as you saw, from some of it. I've made it over the past 20 years. It's made with heirlooms from my people. I've melted down shields, gauntlets, even a helmet. It wasn't a great helmet, but I melted it down anyway. And I made this one specifically for you. See, this armor, as great as it is, it can do some things. See that armor you're wearing now? And he points at the breastplate that you made yourself, in the forge. And he points over at Ulfric. He points over at Ulfric. He goes, you see Ulfric's armor? See, your armor, human armor, doesn't let you move, right? This armor is cut so that you can move. You maintain some of your dexterity.
No, I have noticed that when my back is all itchy, I can't scratch it, and that just
you'll be able to
boils my blood.
Back. You'll be able to scratch your back, do backflips. Hey, you could even sneak in this. There's not one rattling part.
He's just an angry motherfucker.
And there's all those cracks in it too.
So, Tim.
And so, like as he's telling me this,
or not Tim. Tony, if you want to, once our dialogue ends, if you want to go into items, if you want to edit your thing, go into items. You're looking for armor of the Iron Forge.
Okay. So as he when I get done with that, I'm just overwhelmed with emotion, and I just kind of get down on one knee. And even though I'm 6 foot, so like even knelt down, my head still is basically level with his. And I look. I truly thank you, Master. I will treasure this gift to my dying day.
He reaches out with the massive dwarven hand and kind of claps it on your shoulder, and he says, when our people fled the forge, our tribe was being looked down on because we didn't want to serve Umbrex, and we fled the forge. We fled north, and well, I didn't have a chance to take a wife. I didn't have a chance to make a family, and I've kind of seen you as like a tall son, and I hope this sees you well in the future. And again, he kind of turns away and starts to walk, and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, okay." And he just like as he said after he says it, he turns and he just kind of walks out the door.
That's right.
But Darius, as you're holding, that breastplate, like the more you look, it kind of has this like you feel this like tingle in your hands, and you look and it has this just the slightest, like you can't tell if it's reflecting the candlelight or if it has a glow to it.
Hmm. Armor of the Iron Forge. Yes, found it. Add.
Nice. All right, and Tim
Mm-hmm.
or Can Do, Rift comes over and he kind of saunters over and just kind of leans on the table. He's like, "See, you're already a master of the art, but with my help, there's a few things I will teach you, and well, you'll get better, and who knows, maybe make some coin out of it." And he kind of, as he laughs and as he points when he says it, you see like the little purple tendrils of like magic that kind of flow out of his finger, and they strum across the strings of the lute.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go edit yours, you're looking for Lute of Kalen Swiftwing.
Okay.
Elena kind of reaches over and puts her hand on your shoulder, Bree, and she kind of looks down. She's a little bit taller than you. She's a northern woman. Yes. She she looks down and she says, "I know there's magic in there, and we will find it. And we will figure out how to make that not freeze your pack. How about that? If you want, come. I have some fresh pies and fresh danishes and fresh cocoa in the bakery."
20 levels.
And she
20
kind
levels
of
of her just never putting it away. Just
Hold it out here the whole time.
Brick had a hand grenade. But she leads you out the door toward the end. If you want to go in the items and add,
I've got it. I got it. I've been poking around.
Mace of the Tabaxi Chieftain. Look at you, already found it. And that leaves us with Master Bentley. So as you walk in the door,
the ring of anti-fainting.
As you walk in the door,
goes into effect immediately.
Oren, he looks at you and goes, "If you could, Master Bentley, please close that door." And he walks around to the back of the table and he goes, "I know you have had a terrible time. I know many of your kin were forced into servitude under Umbrax. I know mainly because most of the Guardians had left. Well, I wanted to make sure I asked you personally. Would you be okay serving a different dragon than Umbrax?" And as soon as you say that, his form kind of shifts, and he doesn't go into full dragon form, but he does change. He looks more like a dragonborn, and you see being what you are. As a matter of fact, roll a perception check for me.
A perception.
Perception.
That's a big 7.
Awesome. You are able to see that he is in fact a bronze dragon, and that's about it.
Okay.
That's about as far as that perception gets you.
Unfazed. Unfazed by it, of him like transforming, just sort of like.
Yeah. He goes, "Well, I half expected you to faint."
Master Killian, or Oren, whatever your name is now. Come on. I could smell it the whole time. I'm a kobold.
That's fair. That's yes. Okay. Well, I need you to look after these adventurers. You will be going with them, and that book of yours that I've given you, my journal. If you could open the first page, and as you open it up, you see
And take his
blank.
glasses.
There's nothing written there. But then, as Orin talks to you, he says, "So whenever I need to get a message to you, all I have to do is, well, I think of the right magic, and it will appear in that book." And as he's saying it, all those words just start appearing on the first page. So, if there's ever anything I find or anything I feel the need to share with you, it will be on those first pages. If you could flip to where the bookmark is, right in the middle. And as you flip over, he it's again, it's blank. And he kind of starts to like stretch a little bit, and he's cracking his fingers. And he's like, "Here's what I want you to do. You remember that scroll of the cantrip, friends?
Yes.
If you could go through the motions of that magic form. Don't cast it, but because just go through those motions. As as you do it, you see all of the information about the cantrip friends start to appear on that page. And he says, as you learn spells, and if there's a spell that I might need you to learn, it will appear in this book for you. And think of this tome as your tether to the arcane arts. How does that suit you?
Oh, quite well. I'll I reach in. I already have like a bag that I've started packing. As soon as he said adventure, like for the first time, I reach in and I
He's just
pull
sitting
out.
there as he's talking, just like,
I pull out like a very like. It's like you could barely make out like Webster's dictionary on the side of
mhm.
it that I have just sort of turned into a spell tome of my own from going through all the scrolls. And I go, I'll start copying the spells I have in here into this one.
See, that's the great part, son. You don't have to copy anything. Just think it, do it, learn it, and as soon as the book knows that you're ready, it will appear there.
I whap the books together.
The few there's a few like very low level spells, the ones that you already have on your character sheet: blade ward, command, dissonant whispers, all those things. The ones that the tome feels that you're ready for are the ones that get transferred over,
Did
but
it
not
copy
all the other
over
ones.
True Polymorph?
No.
Damn it.
But all of those things end up in that book for you.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, since everyone's going to be expanding out to their different places, and this is going to be a long session for the stream, Moose, if you want to send us on a break.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to change the picture, so it's gonna be the
It's
same
okay.
one from the pirate one. So
It's okay.
Avasti mateys yo ho. We will be back in
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are live and coming at you from all parts of wherever we are, and we're back in Loch Shaylin, and we're ready to do some RP. So make sure you smash that like button and give us all that love and support. And Dungeon Master, take it away.
You should have been a radio host.
Hey, Mark, I know you're in the comment. I know you're in the chat lurking. Mark and Tony Morning Show for life, baby.
Oh, that's another thing too. I want to thank everybody that's in the chat for saying anything. Talk to us. Tell us what you think about the shit. Talk. Make fun of Moose.
I am monitoring. I am monitoring chat. And I'll ban any
Ban hammer. It's a new weapon. It's a +1 magic item. The ban hammer bans you from life, not for life, from life.
Yeah,
I need to roll a fighter, and I need a hammer called the ban hammer.
The ban hammer. It has to be blessed. It has to be imbued with banish.
Yeah.
Also, folks, we're coming back from break, a little fucking business. This upcoming week, I believe Chris and myself are going to be putting out some shorter content videos on specific Dungeon Master stuff, character creation, what you look for as a PC, what we look for in our PCs as DMs. Tony might join us because he's our third Dungeon Master. He just does not have one in rotation yet. He's got one locked and loaded and ready to go. Just 3 campaigns at the same time is a little much for us.
Hey, Moose, sorry to cut in. Your volume keeps going in and out.
Does it? My bad.
It sounds like you're running laps past your
okay.
mic.
Maybe if I bring it down here. Is that any better?
There you go.
Sometimes.
Yes. Mucho better.
Yes, our Moose.
Yes, I like it when you touch like that.
Ooh, you touch my tra-la-la. Today's video. Getting back to business. We find our characters. Everybody has kind of gone to their prospective areas. We find Can-Do sitting back at his usual spot in the tavern, in thought. Roll that beautiful bean, Tim.
So while I'm sitting in my chair, I'm struggling this loot that strangely sounds good no matter how clueless I am with it. And I'm contemplating what just happened. Because that's a lot to get hit with. And I'm struggling with some of the stuff because as a fairly well-educated scribe and somebody who has had lots of conversations with lots of people, it all seems pretty far-fetched. And even if it is true, the things he explained to us about the last group of adventurers that went to try to save the world, that didn't sound like a very happy ending. So I'm not real sure if I believe what's going on or if it is true how I feel about it. It's all kind of surreal and huge, and there's just a lot to it.
Nice. As you're having these like internal thoughts, Rift comes walking down the bar and he goes, "So I've got some things to do, but I wanted to leave you with this." And he kind of slides it to you, and it's this tattered old book that says "The Loot for Beginners," and he just slides it to you, and he kind of wanders away, and as he wanders away, we change focus over to Trash, who is kind of sitting now alone in the library. What is Trash thinking about everything he's been told?
Not really thinking at the moment. He is packing. He has all of his loose belongings have been pushed into a bag.
To win it.
All of his loose belongings have been put into a bag. He's currently in the process of trying to dismantle his bed and figure out how to carry that with him. Because, prior to getting hired on here after Killian or Orin now found me in a trash can, which is funny enough how I got my name. Was he found me in trash and just named me Trash. I didn't really have a bed. I was just sleeping in trash cans. So now that I've felt featherbed, featherbed feel good. Want a featherbed sleep in more often. So he's trying to figure out how to bring a featherbed with him. And just sort of has like the whatever the Lochshalen equivalent to an IKEA like diagram out in front of him. I'm like, how the fuck did I put this together the first time? And can I reverse engineer it?
As you're doing that, Orin walks in behind you and goes, "Oh, well, I know we've bestowed a lot upon you in the last 30, 45 minutes, but you see he's got his hands behind his back. He goes, I thought I'd give you one more present for your adventure." And he pulls his hands out in front of him, and it's just like super nice, like bedroll with a little travel pillow all bound together in a little, bedroll travel pack kind of thing. He goes, here you are. And he hands it to you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Now I can have 2 beds. Double the comfort.
And that takes us to Darius. You're back in the forge. You've got your shiny new breastplate.
I have a newfound, like, I've already respected Arden as my master, but now because he has bestowed like a gift that I've seen him work diligently on, I'm like, I am just hard at work trying to just perfect this great axe that he gave me some great criticism on, and so I'm just hard at work, just go make him proud. It's gonna be the best great axe ever. So do I just like give it like a D20 smithing tool roll?
Yeah, I want you to give me a roll. Yeah, roll your smithy stuff. Roll it against a DC 12, please.
Okay. Nice.
You at this point have worked
yeah.
out. Yeah, you at this point have worked out most of the issues. You've came to find that even the little cracks and delaminations that Trash had pointed out were actually all surface. So all it took was a little bit of grinding, a little bit of heating, but mostly just a little bit of grinding. And underneath what looked like an apprenticed smith's battle axe was actually you're realizing that Arden's training was so that what was underneath the surface was actually solid product that you had to remove. It was kind of him teaching you the life lesson. You had to remove a lot of that surface garbage to really get to the core and find out that it's a great thing that you've put a lot of work into.
So I as I'm realizing this, I'm like, I need to temper my anger a little bit on the outside and look within and find the true forge right here in my heart. What a master. So lucky. Tempest, you're the man. You sent Arden to me. Man, I'm so blessed.
And about right as you say that, you hear this kind of like tinkle, and Arden's like, God fucking shit, and he throws the hammer across the forge and he kicks a bucket. He's like, fucking shit, fucking hammer, God fucking hell. And he just kind of stomps off. What?
I asked if he was all right.
Yeah, that fucking hammer, and fucking he just walks into his little side room and slams the door, and it's like the door hits and it kind of jiggles a little bit. And with that, we find ourselves in the bakery inside of the Watcher's Roost with Ash sitting patiently waiting for Elena to come back with one of her fresh baked pies. What are we thinking, Ash?
I don't know quite what's going on. I don't know much of anyone here. I came down south to sell some glassware and help drum up some business maybe up north, and it sort of took an immediate left turn. I'm suddenly being commissioned to go fight a dragon somewhere that I've only heard horrible things about, that I'm not prepared to face at all, and I have an angry metal stick that seems to hiss at me sometimes with the cold. I'm not quite sure what's
Angry
happening.
metal stick.
I'm trying to take it in stride, but it's a little overwhelming that all of these things are suddenly happening. I just have a bag full of glass and minimal life experience.
Pocket sand. I got a whole bunch of pocket dirt.
Purse dirt.
Smell like Marlboro Reds and purse dirt. As you're kind of like, I guess for lack of a better term, sitting, feeling overwhelmed. Elena comes in where you're sitting at the bakery, the little table at the bakery. She just puts this fresh baked pie right down in front of you, and she looks at you and she kind of looks down the hall and she looks back at you and she goes, "If we don't tell anybody, we don't have to use plates." And she hands you a fork.
Oh.
And she just, like, without waiting for you, she just digs in.
Oh, okay. Oh, what kind of pie is it?
Apple.
Okay. I guess I'll partake. I start like taking little forks and taking bites.
As you take bites, you start to feel like that overwhelmed feeling slowly dissipate. Like the pie and her presence, Elena's presence, kind of calms you down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One thing at a time. What is? Just said something about magic, I guess.
She looks up at you with this kind of like this little grin. She goes, "Yes, that's what the pie's for."
What?
And you start to feel like information, knowledge that was in you kind of be unlocked. Little things that unbeknownst to you, were kind of suppressed. You start to feel little things like unlock. You feel the arcane energies kind of start to course through you a little bit. And with like a mouthful and still that same little like smirk, she's like, "It's the pie. I'll teach you how to make it one day, but it's the pie."
What?
And she takes another bite.
What did you do to pie? What?
I'll teach you, but it's good. Mm-hmm. And then again with a mouthful, she's like, and she kind of reaches under, and she pulls out this like little scroll, and she goes, "We're going to do this. It'll help her. And she kind of turns around. She grabs two mugs that are still kind of steaming. She put on the shelf to let cool, and it's cocoa. And she slides one to you, and she takes a little sip of hers. She's like, "You're going to need this. This is there's a few things in here that will help you if any of your companions need you, and you'll know when, and you'll know how. It's kind of a thing we clerics are really good at."
All right. I suppose I can't do much but take your word for it.
Yes. 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 I meant to mention that. Did you know you were a cleric? Has anyone around you ever bumped their toe or broken a finger, and you just kind of felt the need to help them?
Well, there's certainly a lot of little cuts and burns in the shop, I suppose. And I'm usually there.
Exactly. See, you'll know more on the road. You'll learn more on the road. Yes, and she kind of leaves you with the rest of this pie and a full mug, like a full hot mug of cocoa.
This pie that I'm like hardcore suspecting she put fucking drugs in or something that is making me feel weird.
It's so because you're Tabaxi, you know, the heightened kind of awareness and taste and smell and hearing, that nothing about the pie is off to make you think you might have been poisoned, but that little like kind of tinge of arcane like energy that's starting to flow through you the more you eat this pie is kind of telling you like there's something arcane about this pie.
You're microdosing DMT, that's all it is.
Exactly. Joe Rogan's actually behind you, and he's like, yeah. So this one time, me and this cleric were microdosing LSD in the woods, and I learned how to change into a bear.
That is very Joe Rogan.
I was doing peyote with the elder shaman of Aldoria. And it was a wild trip, man. Umbrax was there, and he's a really shitty dude. But yeah, so with that, you know, the day is kind of coming to an end. Everyone's kind of left to themselves. Candu, you've got your room upstairs in the inn. That's kind of like, you know, it's actually over the tavern areas where Rift and Elena have their personal room, and they kind of gave you one of the additional rooms since you drum up business for them and with your messaging. Ash, beside the pie, Elena left a key with it's got the little circle pendant on it that says 22. So you have a room there, and Darius, you've got your room at the back of the forge, very Spartan. You're kind of living the same way that Arden would. It's very Spartan room. The only things you need are the things that can work the forge. So it's just a simple bed. You've got the one shelf and one chest, and there's really not much on the shelf except
lotion,
for maybe
napkins.
Yeah, exactly. Some softened parchment and
couple magazines of Forge Weekly.
Exactly. Spray wrinkled parchment and a jar of lanolin.
Got a scratchy picture of an orc with a Umbrax symbol and me slicing his head off. And that's what really gets my rocks off right there.
And underneath
Father, I will avenge you.
Underneath your pillow is like a very poorly drawn, like partially nude, like tiefling, like doing you can tell like you asked a friend like 5 years ago to draw it for you. That was the best he could do, because the only tiefling he had ever seen was Rift, so it oddly looks like Rift but with tits. And Trash, you're basically sleeping on the floor because your bed is in pieces.
No, my bed is now in my backpack along with the
he's ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm at
so you're
the
sleeping
door.
On the floor.
I'm at the door.
Oh, so you're sleeping on the door or on the floor in front of the door.
Yeah.
No, we passed out.
And I was about to say, in the excitement, since you were so worked up, you actually go to sleep pretty quick. And Oren's like walking around, like snuffing out the candles. He walks over the door and he looks down. And he goes,
"Yeah, there's a passed out kobold backpack on, face down on the floor in the middle of the library."
Just like. So he actually grabs like one of the little table cloths and comes over and covers you up with it. Locks the door so no one accidentally opens it on your head.
That send you somewhere?
I just had pictures of waiting for deployment flights. Passed out on the floor.
Exactly I was thinking like, yeah, Trash is obviously a Marine.
Curled up, full kit.
Yeah.
Everything on, like you're You got your helmets doing this number.
It's cocked
You're like,
back, so it acts as a good pillow.
Oh my god.
The fucking sea bag that's fucking like 4 feet above your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
They make the best pillows on a tarmac.
So everybody goes to sleep. We don't need long rests and all that yet. But as you wake, and as everybody kind of makes their way out of their sleeping arrangements toward the center of town, which is the well, you see Orin talking to Ulfric. He seems kind of I don't want to say frantic, but he seems a little worked up, a little excited. And as you all kind of start to approach, Orin turns to all of you and he says, "Well, it has begun. I sent word, if I'm admitting it, well before I told any of you what was going on, and you've been summoned by the Council of the Nine. Does anyone not know who the Council is? Everybody roll me a history check."
Histories.
Spectacular.
I'm good at that. That's a big 24 for your boy. Track.
Soft 20?
Oof, I don't know shit.
So, Candu and Darius, you are the only two who aren't quite familiar with them because you haven't spent any time at the at High Hold, the main fortress city that was built when everybody fled the south. But Ash and obviously Trash, who has poured over all of the documents and some of the letters, the old letters and summons for Professor Killian at the time. You know that the Council of Nine is actually a council in High Hold. What it is they wanted to bring the unity, that made Evercrest the beaming beacon of Aranthia when it was, before it was destroyed by Umbrax. They wanted to bring that to the north, to try to bring the people together. So what the Council of the Nine is actually a council made up of the 9 major races of the north. Council has a human, a dwarf, a gnome, a kobold, a kinku, a halfling, a northman, and a tiefling. And this council oversees the doings of what's left of Northern Aranthia, of the High Cross or the Highlands, by making sure all of the people are involved. It's not just like Evercrest where they had the council, but the council kind of did their own thing regardless of what group of people they came from. These are actually actively trying to do good for the people. So upon hearing that, you two know, oh, it's the 9. Yeah. So
can you give me the races again?
Yeah. It's 1 human,
yep,
1 elf, and by human I mean southern human. So 1 human, 1 elf, 1 dwarf, a gnome, a kobold, a kinku, a halfling, a northman, and a tiefling.
That's 10.
Huh? Is it?
Oh no, I had my mask down.
Let's say that
So
should only be 9.
Northman.
Tieflings aren't real people anyway.
Elf, human, dwarf, gnome, kobold, kinku, northman, tiefling, halfling. That's 9.
That's 9.
Yeah, that's my bad.
God, even his real person
I'm fucking
can't.
big time dumb.
I'm surprised you didn't just faint.
He's the Navy. They don't do math for Marines, so
there you go. We didn't do.
I was
math
a fucking
for Marines.
electrician,
Everybody
man.
cheated on that thing.
I was a fucking electrician. I shot
trying, brother.
too many brain
Amen.
cells out of my head. So
So Orin continues, like, I've sent word to the Council of the Nine, and I've let them know that, well, the Guardians are making a comeback, so to speak. I've sought out the 2 remaining Guardians. They will be joining us eventually. They have some things to see to, given the current turmoils and such. But the 9 wishes to speak to you, especially. I believe they have some things they want to bestow upon you, maybe, or some things they want to ask you. But one thing is very important. We've sent riders all over northern Aranthia and the tundra, and well, it seems there's something worth investigating there. And Ash, I believe you come from the tundra, correct?
I do, yeah.
Good, good, good. Well, that will benefit us greatly. And well, if you could be on your way.
Oh,
And he just kind of stands there, and Ulfric kind of like looks at him. And he goes, "What Orin means is, if you guys could, now's the time to go. If you pass by the wall over there by the tavern, there's some packs with some supplies, a couple of rations, some water, and yeah, that's for you. Best of luck."
I'm behind Darius while this is all going on, trying to push him out the door.
thank you.
Just like feet sliding on the floor, just like
I'm just like,
What is the little lizard man doing?
let's go. Let's go.
Go where?
The adventure.
All right. So, how do you guys proceed?
I pick the kobold up
Stop pushing me.
and I just put him down, and I just start moving.
For reference, everyone knows how to get to Highhold. It's just a single road that heads east from Loch Shalen.
Yeah.
And Bree, Ash would have just come down, literally just come down this road the day before.
I just got here and I'm already not being here. All right.
Does anyone pick up the packs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get mine. Yeah.
I'll pick up mine.
If all of you could roll an investigation check for me.
Investigation.
Bing, bing, bong.
Investigate.
I'm the best
Investigation. That's a
I rolled-
23.
I rolled a 3. Dude, where the fuck are my real dice?
17.
This is unacceptable.
17, 12. So Can-Do is the only one that doesn't like thoroughly check his bag. But the rest of you find you have in this pack, this adventurer's pack that they've kind of put together for you. You find 6 rations.
I just rock up. It'll buff out.
You find 6 rations. You find a like wool blanket, and you find like a water bladder kind of tucked in a side pocket. But on the other side, as you're looking through them, you kind of hear this kind of tinkling, and you notice that each one of these packs has 10 gold pieces shoved in a pocket. And as you realize that, you kind of, if you look up, you see Rift and Elena. Rift's sitting there with Elena. He's got his arm around her, and he kind of looks and he's like, "For the road, you might need it.
Ooh,
We all pitched in.
a menorah.
Judaism, son." Oh, a menorah. Schmidt happens.
This is going to be the rest of the fucking session tonight.
Yes, it is. Fuck you for starting this. All right, so now everybody has their packs. Everybody added all their stuff to their inventory.
Yeah.
We are traveling. We are traveling. We are traveling.
With 10 health.
We are traveling.
Well, you got
Don't
10
be
whole health.
suspicious.
You got
Don't
2
be
digits.
suspicious.
Yeah.
That's
I got a
wild,
second
dude.
digit.
I got 1 digit.
What do you
So-
got? Like a 9?
I got 6.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
Literally, the wind blows and you die.
That's a wizard for you.
So
I'm a wizard lizard.
we find our party on the road, in these highlands, this hilly area. The road to High Hold is about a 2-day travel. Um, the first day, you don't really interact with anything. You don't see any passersby. It's usually middle of the week to the end of the week when you get the travelers or refugees coming to and from, because that's when people have product to trade, and that's when a lot of the traders are using the road in mass. But um, one or two kind of passerbys, just people walking on their own, kind of give you the little, the Highland hello, just a little salute, and they just keep walking head down. The road is weary. This is the Highlands, and this is the fall, so it's getting colder. There is a lot of like sleety rain kind of off and on, and even like it when it's raining it's cold, when it's not it's even colder because the wind is basically just cutting through all of that wet. But you guys come to just a standard clearing kind of as the sun is setting. So do you guys want to stop for the night or push through?
Well,
Do we
the
have
sun's
reason to stop?
setting.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
the
it's
sun's setting.
yeah, you're out in the middle of nowhere and it's about to be dark and rainy.
I say we camp.
Yup.
Oh, all right, I guess.
I'll take first watch.
All right.
I will take second watch.
I'll take third, I suppose.
I'll take
Darkest?
the last. I should
Of
have
course.
breakfast.
Four to eight. All right.
First and last are always
So-
the best ones to have, man.
Who got first? Roll me a perception check.
I, sir, I see everything with my whole zero wisdom. Man,
In fact, you see
see.
nothing.
I see darkness.
So
You can
you're
see
kind
fucking
of
shit in this thing.
so Darius, he is awake, he is alert, he is a little weary from the road, and as the sun goes down, because of like some of the tall pines that dot the landscape, you find yourself, y'all's camp is kind of seeking refuge within some of these tall pines, cut some of the wind, keep some of the water off of you. But in the pines, all you really see is darkness and the occasional like wisps of some of the sleety snow coming down.
Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and expend a divine sense. And so let's see. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. So,
Is it a roll?
no, it's just I know. It just
Okay.
it's a use per long rest.
Yep. All right.
So, do I detect celestial fiend or undead within 60
you
feet?
detect nothing,
Cool.
but you do hear a raccoon.
Okay.
That's it.
All right,
And
cool.
so who had second watch?
Tim did, but he just stood up.
I'm right
Timothy?
here. My cat's stressed out about the thunder.
Aw.
Poor Katie Wickham's.
What's up? I'm on second watch.
Roll a perception check for me.
All right.
Roll the
Kitty
cat.
dipping. Piggy dipping.
Oh, nice.
There you
He's
go.
everything.
Yeah, where my real die at? He says.
So while on your watch, as you kind of wake up pretty quick, you're in a very new place. You weren't really that deep asleep when he woke you up.
Yeah.
But as you sit, being of corvid nature as a kinku, you're able to, you kind of sense some of the local owls while they're hunting, because they are super quiet, but you can hear just the slightest like change in the breeze around you, and so you're able to see all of these things. But other than them and some of the local wildlife, nothing really happens.
Okay.
Bree,
Yes.
if you'll roll for me.
Okay. Does it affect anything that I can see out? I have darkness of 300 feet.
No, so as a matter of fact, don't even roll. All you
Okay.
see, basically everything he did, just
Okay.
the night wilderness kind of doing their thing. Nothing threatening, nothing really to worry about.
I am notably less skittish in the dark than I was like out in the light of day.
Nice.
Used to the darkness of the glass forge
trash.
area. So
Trash,
Sure.
if you would.
That's an 18.
So
You don't miss much.
your watch starts just kind of as the glow of dawn is starting to kind of peek through some of the hills and some of the trees. You see some of the wildlife kind of some of the morning wildlife kind of taking interest in you. Notably, a raccoon who is kind of as you're meandering about camp, who's kind of like slowly creeping toward your pack and kind of sniffing and looking at you, looking at the pack, and
I cast Firebolt
slowly
at it.
creeping.
what?
What's that?
I cast Firebolt at it.
Rip.
Bye, raccoon.
Raccoon for breakfast.
Hell yeah.
Bolt, by the way, not ball. Bolt.
Fire bolt. I was about to say fireball. Really? What does that entail? What does he need to do?
I think
He
it's just a
rolls an
roll to
attack
attack.
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an attack roll.
Does a 20 hit, and he takes 6 damage if it does.
So it hits like despite your despite your newfound abilities being a little wonky, it hits just precise enough accidentally to it cooks the skin off of it, and it perfectly cooks this raccoon. Except that you haven't gutted it yet.
Yeah. That bladder boiled and popped in there, dude. It's gonna be gross.
I begin to process it for breakfast for everybody.
All right. Can I get everybody? So at this point, your watch is over, but you have this now cooked fucking forest
Raccoon
animal.
with urine sauce.
So I need everybody to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Why?
Because he's trying to kill
Because
us
I said so.
with pee.
I'm just making sure it's not because we ate the raccoon, because I'm not fucking eating that raccoon.
I will. I rolled a 20.
Nat 20.
18?
So,
Wow, the paladin got the worst roll.
let's say Trash and Darius, as everybody has, packed their packs up and, started to ruck up for the rest of their trip, the two of you kind of feel this like sour, like the sour aftertaste in your mouth from the raccoon, and this really like sour, like gut, like gurgle. Like it's somewhere between acid reflux and bubble guts.
We got the
know
from
that at any moment.
Excuse me, guys. I gotta go. I gotta go dig a thunder hole.
Thunder hole.
A thunder hole.
Are you going to spew putrescence into the woods?
Yes.
All right. I need you to roll me 2 checks. One, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw and then a perception check.
Wow. Okay. 9.
No.
Perception.
Hardcore got parasites from that raccoon.
18.
That was cooked.
So
They're all
you
dead.
you are aware enough to successfully squat over your thunder hole. And your perception is keen enough to where you're able to kind of like keep watch over yourself, and you realize the only thing who sees you doing this is a rabbit that you just happen to catch off guard. And because of how rabbits act, it froze out of fear and looked at you and has watched you just create this pit of sour decay.
Misery.
Use it to wipe
Can
your
I
ass.
roll for shy bladder?
But so as you finish, the rabbit still hasn't moved. It's just sitting there staring at you. But what you perceive is, as you're walking back to the road, you just see the rabbit look at you with his face like this. Like, why would you? Like, how could you? And why would you? Like, to Mother Nature. And it just turns and like with this look, this shaming look, just kind of hops back the way it came.
Oi, rabbit! I dug a hole. You're welcome.
So
There's a special place in hell for surface shitters. So thank you.
that's great. So you guys, you find yourself, back on this road, and traveling through, and you find yourself in a
God.
particularly
Oh, no.
heavy,
I was like, the music stopped. What's going on?
heavy forested area. Sorry, here. There you go. You find yourself in this heavily wooded area. The farther east you go, you're getting more into the foothills of the highlands. So more like crag and rock, and still the greenery, lush forested areas. But you find yourself on this road. And if I could get everybody to roll a perception check again.
Prescription.
Oh. 22.
Wow, my freaking rolls are garbage tonight.
Yeah, Tony, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. If you can fucking figure that out, man, getting kind of embarrassing.
So, Bree, or Ash and Trash,
Can't spell trash without ass.
yeah,
That felt real good.
Judaism, son. You guys, you feel with some of your newfound kind of arcane, force that's kind of in you now. You get this tingling at the back of your neck. That just kind of it's almost like it's forewarning you of something. I get tokens out. We're not using the grid for this.
Our tactical map in there.
Trash, can you
Yeah, I got you, bud.
can you make can do a little bit bigger?
I could.
I don't know if I can't do him.
Yeah, he asked. Everybody asked to individually.
Yeah, everybody. Make your tokens medium.
Medium.
Yep, edit and then
I
all the
think
way to
I
the
would
bottom.
stay
Y'all,
small,
can
right?
y'all move them?
Yeah, you have to be small.
Yeah, I'm staying small.
If y'all want to kind of if y'all can put them in the order that y'all would be traveling.
I can't move mine. Oh,
I'd
here we
probably
go.
take lead, I guess.
There we go. Which way are we going? Left or right?
You're going from right to left.
Okay.
I'm taking lead, so I have an excuse not to talk to anyone.
Okay, well, I'm definitely not in the rear. Well, I guess I could cover the rear so I can watch the squishies.
That's us, Tim. We're the squishies.
I don't know about you, but I got 10 health.
I have
fucking
11.
big shot, man.
I got 11 health. Okay.
Whoa!
Same.
Roll for initiative.
Question?
Yes.
How would I roll this with advantage? I have a thing.
Just roll
for my
it twice.
cleric.
How do you roll
Roll it
initiative
twice.
on this?
It was just like in the middle for me. I just clicked the button in the middle.
Yeah, I just clicked
Oh,
roll
there it is.
initiative.
Yes. Got it.
So, I don't know what I rolled.
You're going first currently.
Okay.
He has to roll for his
Yeah. How do I do that?
There should be an option for like roll for over in the NPC tab. You know the little switch that you turned on to turn the encounter on?
Yep.
Look down below that. It should have an option for like roll initiative, like auto roll initiative or something. Are they
We have a
showing up in the
watcher.
encounter order?
We do, yeah.
They are.
What up, Kupka?
Awesome. Okay, how do we roll initiative for them?
It was easy for me. That's what I did. I mean,
Hold on.
oh, NPCs. I see them
We're
all.
out of combat. We've left the combat.
Look over there. There you go. Now they're in the encounter. Everybody re-roll initiative.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think we
you're
need
good.
to.
Yeah.
I think we're
didn't
good.
You're not in here, can do.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go.
He ended the encounter and restarted it to get them in there.
Sorry.
I'm still going first anyways, I guess.
All right. And
And our paladin
Ash.
needs to go a little bit earlier.
ooh, big thunder.
Christ. Yeah. How? What? There's orcs.
Oh, that was big. I just heard it.
What?
Yeah, I
Why are
heard
there
the
orcs?
echo.
Because orcs do the bidding of Umbrax in the north.
Ah! Need them to not do that.
You tried asking.
if they could, if they could ever so kindly not do that.
Oh,
I'm about to get my revenge.
why is Ash no longer going?
She is. That was my fault.
Put me back. Thank you.
You're good.
I, in a sort of panic, just like fumble with the little glass sort of orb that I have that I had made myself. It's just got little bits of stained glass set in on silver. And I just sort of hold it out and say, don't do that! And I cast sleep on the two up top.
These two.
Yeah, orcs
I
1 and 2.
got- Do I not have a pointer?
No, I didn't.
Sorry,
It was like happening randomly last week. I gotta figure out how to.
cast. It doesn't roll. Okay, it's not rolling for me. How many do I roll? It's 5d8. I can affect up to 5d8 of hit. Oh, saw that. I can. That's how many hit points of
If
creatures
you
I can put to
hold
sleep.
left click, it pings. I think.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know how much HP these orcs have, but if they have, I don't know how much HP they have.
She did
But
20 HP of
starting,
sleep.
yeah. So however much HP one of them have, you subtract that from the 20. That one falls asleep, and we keep going until there's no more creatures that can be affected by the
Okay,
amount left.
so we'll say orc number 1. That first one is asleep. The second one is not.
Okay.
Sleep. Hell yeah. Dude sleeping on guard.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to skitter away very fast. I don't want to be here. I'm over here now. And I just ducked down behind it, and in a bid to help, I just sort of hope for myself to not get hit by stuff, and it makes me cast Sanctuary on myself. So now, if anything wants to hit me, they need to make a Wisdom save.
Oh.
All right, is that the end of your turn?
Hold on. There you go. Cast it. That's turn. Yeah. That's all I got. I don't know.
Let me
All right.
see.
Orc
Almost.
1 is asleep. How many turns does he sleep?
A minute, unless someone takes an action to wake him up, I believe,
Okay.
or someone hits him.
Okay.
1 minute, or until he takes damage, or someone takes an action to wake him up.
Okay. So as you cast it before you ran, he's sitting there like ready, and he's about to like kind of step from that little rock area, and he just kind of hits him. He's like, and just kind of slumps, sits down, and like puts his axe on the ground. He just kind of slumps right in front of the orc who's behind him. Darius, our great paladin.
All right, so because I'm a human, so I have the feat at level 1. I took the charger feat. So when you use the dash action, you can use a bonus action to make a melee weapon attack or shove a creature. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line before using this bonus action, you either gain a +5 bonus to the damage roll if you choose to make a melee attack and you hit, or push the target up to 10 feet away from you. If you choose to shove and you succeed. So I'm going to move there. Let's see here. Yeah, I was measuring the distance. So I'm going to move there, and then I'm going to use the dash action to charge these two, because I see orcs with the symbol of Umbrax, and even though I'm not a barbarian, I freaking rage, and I
become angry.
A close
Slightly,
with.
slightly below rage.
I scream to Tempest, and I charge this guy. And so I'm going to use my dash action to charge this guy, and then use my bonus action to attack him with a +5 damage bonus. Actions. Great axe. Come on, hit. That is a nat 1. Great way to start the match.
So you're new to this. You haven't fought a lot of orcs. You haven't fought any orcs, to be, the most you've fought is an orc-shaped dummy that Arden built for you behind the forge. So form and everything, like, you were great. You had the gumption, you had everything necessary except for the skill on this one. There were little nerves in there, so
I tripped on that log.
Yeah, on swinging your brand new axe that hasn't tasted blood yet, the orc sees you coming. He sees everything you're doing, but he's seeing it almost like it was slow motion. And as your axe came down, he took his hand and he just went flap, because your strike was kind of slow and telegraphed. So he just kind of slaps the axe away, and you drop your axe.
Oh.
Nat once, baby. Does that end your turn?
How far away did he slap? Does it just?
It just fall, like he's basically slaps down. So you basically swing and like it goes straight to the ground.
Okay.
So it's at your feet.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Orc number 2 sees what's going on. He's kind of like, they expected this just to be like a helpless caravan, but y'all have already kind of put up a fight. He's looking at you guys, and he looks down, and his buddy in front of him, the leader of their little band of assholes, has gone to sleep. So he kind of reaches down. And he's like, "I get up! What are you doing?" And he kind of helps him up, and so Orc 1 is awake and standing, but Orc 2 has basically wasted his action doing that. But he gets him up, and then he moves to the middle of the road to kind of block where you guys are going forward. Orc number 4, having kind of swiped your axe, he's emboldened at this point. So,
Tempest shall shield me.
Okay.
So he is going to strike at you with his great axe. That is
that is a miss.
11 to hit.
That is a big old miss.
So as he strikes at you, like with his great axe, you do have enough wherewithal that you kind of try to mimic what he did to you, and you kind of slap it out of the way. But he just like looks at you like, really? Come on, we're gonna play this game.
Your craftsmanship sucks.
And that's the end of his turn. And that brings us to Can Do.
Who can do it?
So, who is it? Orc 3?
Blue Skidoo, you can too.
You
Do
can
I have
do.
line of sight on Orc 3?
Just barely. The little bit of them that's kind of sticking out from that rock.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Ooh,
What's the
Tell a joke.
is a 14.
So I need to make a
Wisdom save.
wisdom save.
That's a pretty cool little
Tim
mechanic.
has
I like
to
how
tell a
this does that.
Yeah.
I need to make sure Darius doesn't die.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Wait,
Ooh.
how do you not want that?
Ooh.
bro. So not only is it effective, how long is it supposed to last?
Fuck, I need to look. Hang on.
A minute.
Yeah.
And I'm
Going to the booth to our
target must succeed.
field rules lawyer.
All
Bree,
prone
what do you
becoming-
think about that call?
What, Moose?
Oh. At the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage to target. Okay, so because it rolled a nat 1 on the save, it will not get a save roll at the end of its turn.
Nice.
I'm
What'd you
taking
say,
nat
Moose?
1s.
I
hard,
said,
so
let's
be
go to our
prepared.
sideline rules lawyer, Bree. What do you think about that call?
That's gonna hurt when it's our turn to say.
Unfortunately, all of my rules lawyering is completely overruled by whatever that
Brother, you gotta get some WD-40 on that chair, man.
Me?
It's so bad.
I
Dear
know.
God.
I have a noise. I have a noise suppressor on OBS, so hopefully it's cutting it out. But I know it's fucking just like.
All right. So Tim, is that your turn?
I don't think I have any good bonus actions to throw, so we'll make that turn.
All right. Trash.
Oh, it's Trash's turn, is it now?
He's the trash man.
Time to take out the trash.
Ooh.
Trash is gonna move over
Wait,
here. Or-
what was the joke?
Yeah. What was the joke for Tasha's hideous laughter?
Yeah.
Thought you could skimp by.
Here's the Ma cameo, everyone.
Hello, Muta.
Oh, hi.
Tim says hi.
I'm struggling on dad jokes right now. Someone help me out.
It's like I used my.
You're struggling on dad jokes.
What's brown
I
and
got it
sticky?
for you.
actually-
All right,
I
so-
actually-
So Can Do looks over at the orc and just kind of like channeling the little bit of bardic power he's kind of gotten from Rift. The joke actually came from Rift in his head and it planted in the orc's head. So all the orc heard is, "What does a burnt pizza, a frozen beer, and a pregnant woman have in common?" They're all the result of someone not pulling out. And he just drops it. No.
Thank you, Chris. That was perfect.
It's not Tasha's hideous laughter, it's Tasha's hideous cringe.
God.
Baby! Oh, it's my cat. It's my cat.
You're welcome.
He's a
Tim.
little wet.
Back to trash.
Hi, Dusty.
It's Dusty.
All right.
He's purring
Trash
so loud.
is going to. Can I see Orc 4 from behind Darius?
Yeah. He's big enough where, and Darius doesn't, block him out completely.
Okay. We are going to. We're gonna cast a witch bolt on Orc 4.
Okay.
Ooh. Busting out the big guns.
15 to hit.
That just what? Hold on 4.
Yeah.
Yes, that just hits.
All right. He takes 5 damage.
Oh, there we go. All right, he has taken his 5 damage.
Okay. And I'm going to end my turn now.
Okay. That brings us to Orc 3, who is thrashing on the ground. And all you can hear from him, he's like in between his laughter, he's laughing hysterically, like a madman possessed. And he's like, why was the joke so bad? Oh my God! And he just keeps laughing. And because he rolled a 1, he is not going to roll the save on that turn. And that brings us back to the top of the order with Ash.
Right. I still haven't known what I'm doing. And the orc's already woken up from the laughing fit, so I'm.
Oh no, the orc. Oh yeah, the sleeping guy woke up.
Sorry,
Laughing
sleeping
guy
fit, sorry.
is still laughing.
There's too many things happening at once.
Welcome to
I-
combat.
Roll for panic attack.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. So, I'm just gonna point out advice to people. Can do on your right, and I'm pointing towards the orc that's taking up Orc 2. That one. And I cast guidance on Can Do, so he now has 1d4 to any skill check he makes
Nice.
for the next minute. And that's gonna be my turn. I'm out of spell slots already. I don't know what to do.
Orc 1. Remember, you have a mace.
I can't do it if I have Sanctuary up.
Just saying.
Can't do anything.
So Orc
against
1,
the
he's
enemy.
kind of like a little like groggy because he just fell asleep and didn't know why. He was awoken like he had missed everything. But he starts to look around and he locks onto Can Do in the middle of the road. And he kind of reaches back with his offhand.
This is Orc 4, you said, right?
No, this is Orc 1.
Okay.
He reaches back with his offhand and snags one of the javelins out of this little bundle he's got on his back. And he chucks it right at you. 19 hit
Oof.
It unfortunately does.
or 6 damage.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
That's most of my health. Wait, it didn't register the.
You have to click the check mark at the bottom.
I did.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
All right. And that, after he threw that, he sees the hit and he's gonna move in closer. All right, and that brings us to Darius.
All right. So, action or bonus action to pick up my axe?
Bonus,
Bonus. Okay.
because
So
it's at your feet. If it's at your feet, it's going to be a bonus action.
all right. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Now I'm coming after you. And so
The whole time this orc was looking at you like, you're pretty confident for a dude who just dropped his weapon.
let's say motherfucker that one. Yeah. So that's 18 to hit, 16 slicing damage.
Beautiful.
As I grab the axe, because I'm assuming when I dropped, he slapped it down, it blade into the ground, so it's just kind of hanging. Just the handle's just already. So I just and just slice upward.
All right. And as you do that, like he's still sitting there. He's very confident because he was able to deflect your blade. He kind of got this air of like new
Deflect
guy.
this, bitch.
And as you come up and you do that, you see he's just standing still, motionless, just staring at you. And he slowly starts to kind of teeter. And as he does, his like the chest and it, like the armor, his like fur and leather armor just splits, and his chest just opens up and geysers you with blood. As he falls back.
In Tempest's name, I slay the foul orcs of Umbrax.
I have to always just capitalize on all
Absolutely.
of it.
Broken.
And is that the end of your turn?
Well, I feel like I should take the opportunity attack to go help my boy Kenku over here.
Orc 3 is laughing on the ground.
Oh, cool. So yeah,
We should probably just execute.
I'm gonna just move over here and play a little interference for
Little Birdman.
Oh, he's about to run away anyway.
I'm the burger man.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right. And seeing you move over, Orc 2, much like Orc 1, sees the opportunity. He pulls one of his javelins out and just kind of quick chucks it at you.
Okay, can I set the scene? Can I set the scene real quick? So,
Well, it's the javelin's not even going to get to you.
well, please let it.
Not this one. Not this one.
No, not to hit. Not to hit.
No, it doesn't leave his hand.
Okay.
He comes up, and he comes up with it so hard he goes. And he looks back. Not only did he pull it out of his little javelin satchel backwards, but the javelin has gone backwards and is stuck like in a tree behind him. And so he's just kind of like, and he's like looking around, making sure none of the other orcs saw what happened, and none of the people that he was fighting saw what happened.
Hey, Chris,
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely saw it happen.
have you seen the movie The Northman? That
Yeah.
scene where the guy throws a spear and he just just throws it back. That's what I wanted to do.
Not until you get the gloves of, was it
Missile
Missile
snare.
snaring.
Missile, yeah.
Yeah.
Missile snare. All right.
Not one,
and
you know.
that brings us to can do.
Okay. So I am going to channel my inner Austin powers,
Oh.
and I am going to whisper magically into Orc 1's head. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. And I cast Dissonant Whispers. But it didn't do anything when I clicked the check, because cast. Wisdom save DC 14. 13 damage.
Wisdom save.
Oof.
Oh.
Is it still?
Ah!
Is it still half
Take
damage?
Half damage. It's a level.
I think it's half
12
damage, yeah.
It's half.
So he takes half of 13 to
6.
that'd be
Yeah,
Six.
so it'd be like 6
technically
or
we'll
7.
round
It's
up
up
to
to you.
7.
And I
Or
would.
no, yeah, it's damage. He'll round down to 6.
Can I don't have the action. Can I disengage?
This music's
Not
got me jamming.
You've used your action already.
That's an action. Okay.
You're not a rogue. You're not a
Or
rouge.
monk.
Well then, with that, I will 2-weapon fighting.
You
And I
cast
want
a spell.
I can't 2-weapon fighting off a spell?
No.
Not
What
unless
is this
that spell
bullshit
costs-
rule?
Did you read the rule you keep trying to use?
When you take the attack action and attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in the other hand.
Okay. Okay.
Nope. We're
Oh,
losing
oh.
time.
We're losing. No, there he is.
Okay.
Lives in who?
You.
You were breaking up.
glitching. Yeah.
Oh. I don't have Bardic Inspiration on here, though.
You get, I think at level 1 it's 3 uses.
Well, I haven't used it.
Okay.
Yet.
Yeah.
I don't.
3 uses and it's a d6.
Beyond has 4 slots for it, but I'll go with 3.
Well, beyond it's 4
so
slots,
just-
then it's 4.
So just roll a d6.
I
Are you
mean,
giving
what do
yourself?
No,
You
you
have-
give
No.
it to someone, and they get a one. They
Yeah.
get 1d6 to
Yeah.
roll for like a save. And,
I was
An
gonna
ability
throw it
to-
on. I was gonna throw it on Trash, hoping he can use it to save me because I have 4 health left.
Yeah.
You can use it an equal number of times to your charisma modifier. So if you have a +4 charisma.
Okay. As a bonus action
he
creature
does. So
other than
you
yourself,
can use
within
it 4
60
times.
Okay, so I don't have it on here as
fine.
an action.
We'll
Keep, write it down.
Figure it out.
though. Okay, I gotta add it after this. I'm sorry, that's my
Okay.
fault.
I gotta teach you guys how to use trackers.
All right, so yeah, Bardic Inspiration on Trash.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
That is turn.
That brings us to Trash.
Alright, I am going to cast Firebolt at Orc Uno.
All right.
You will notice he specified bolt, and it's not gonna kill me.
I don't even have Fireball yet.
Oh shit! Did you roll a save, the concentration check for the laughter?
It's not his turn yet.
He didn't get hit.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-mm. That's
But
Orc
the-
3.
Yeah, no. Did Can Do roll a concentration check?
When did he get hit?
Too late. Too late.
Oh, does an 18 hit?
Mm-hmm.
He takes 10 damage.
This was Firebolt.
Yes.
So as it hits him, like he's already preparing to absolutely fuck Can Do up at this point. But as it hits him, like you see it, because you're new to this whole arcane thing, it hits and it starts to kind of like fizzle out. And he just kind of like looks at it and he looks at you, and about the time he looks back at you and he's about to say something smart ass, that like the little fizzling out sparks and he just bursts into flames and falls in a heap of just burning ashy orc body.
That smells gross.
I did the save.
All right.
Can I just... I don't know if this will fuck anything up. For RP purposes, now that he's dead, can I just run back and try to hide behind the kobold?
When it's your turn,
Okay.
and you're not gonna hide behind the kobold.
I'm gonna fucking try.
You're bigger than Kobold.
I'm a writer, dude. I'm a scribe.
I'm a librarian, motherfucker.
I'm not here to fight. Yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
give a
but
shit.
you've
I'm-
been literally salivating this whole time to go on an adventure. You don't get to claim librarian when you're like, get out the fucking door, we're going in the dirt.
All right. Trash, is that the end of your
That
turn?
is the end of my turn.
All right. So Orc 3 still on the ground, but now finally gets to roll. his wisdom saving throw. What was the beat?
14.
14.
Whiz 14.
Whiz.
He
Boom.
beats
Damn
it.
it.
And he beats it. And he
That's-
kind of shakes his head and he's like, fucking joke. That was terrible. And he stands up and he starts to kind of like shake himself off. Which brings us back to the top of the order with Ash.
All that much I can do. Because I've used all my spell slots and I don't want to run up and hit things because they're scary.
Do ye have
Uh,
Sacred Flame?
No. I guess I will go out and like stand in front of Candu and be like, go away, go hide. And so now physically standing in the way of the orc and the injured friend.
I'm just cowering behind her.
I'm holding out my stick awkwardly. I don't know what to do with it. I've never hit anyone with anything before.
That's great. All right, is that ends your turn?
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Darius.
Let's see. Level 1 paladins, they have so many intricate things to do, like go up and hit someone.
And boop.
That's a.
Are you
Boop.
gonna boop his snoot?
Do a very aggressive snoot boop.
The aggressive
I
snoot.
honestly wish
A
barbarians had that same skill.
That is a dirty 20 for
Hurt them,
seven
hurt them.
That's
slashing. As I look down, I see the little bird man cowering behind the cat lady, and I'm just I said, "You got this, all right." And I just run up, tempest, and I just slash down across this orc's chest.
All right. And does that end your turn?
That is my turn.
Nice. So one good thing about level 1 starts is turns are very quick.
Yeah, that's valid.
So as you come in with your axe and you slash at him, like you kind of catch him just across like the chest meat, so his armor kind of is a little tattered and worn. But he takes
Just
it
me.
and he's excited now because this is a real fight now. He's like, "Oh, okay, let's see it like this," and he swings back at you with his great axe. If it'll
Bonk him.
Please hit like a bitch. Please
Bonk
hit
him.
like a bitch.
Bonk. Bonk.
Bonk him.
And that's
Damn it.
That'll hit.
Dirty
That'll
20 to
hit.
hit for 9
Yep.
damage.
That's
That
like-
will hit.
Almost all of it, huh?
Is that all you got? You filthy swine.
He kind of looks back at you like he's excited now. Like he's there. He's getting the fervor because this is like the most real combat he has seen in a while since he got sent to the north. Because usually it's just farmers and wagon trains with basically non-fighters wearing armor pretending to be fighters. And that brings us to Candu.
I
I'm just excited to get to show off this fucking stick I got. Like, this is exciting.
I would like to command Orc 3 to flee. Can you command flee?
Yes,
One word.
Flee.
this. If he fails, he has to use his action to dash in the opposite direction of wherever you are.
Ooh.
Ah!
Run away, little bitch.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right.
Flee.
And is that your turn?
Yes, turn.
All right, trash.
He's the
Your boy.
trash man.
It's your boy. Trash's turn. We're gonna throw another little spicy chipotle-filled firebolt at Orica Dose. For
Nice.
Spanish listeners. $17 to hit,
That hits.
8 damage.
Every time you roll exactly their remaining HP. So
This
as
one,
it hits,
I got this.
This one hits more confident.
Can I?
Go for it. I'll let you take that one.
It's
Yep,
not a
my bad.
firebolt. It's another raccoon that's on fire that he just throws at the orc.
As it hits, the magic of the firebolt just like basically splashes from the raccoon all over him, and he's just like trying to catch this flaming raccoon that's crawling around his body, and he just falls back, and both are just left in this like charred ash.
Death pose.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
And so, having seen basically his whole raiding party, or what his little reconnaissance party, destroyed, and he feels compelled. Orc 3 does. He feels this compelling urge to run away, and that's exactly what he does. He hauls ass as fast as he can through the woods, running completely out of view of everybody here, and that ends our combat.
I think I'm the only one who got fucked up.
Darius took a hit.
I like put the axe head on the ground and I kind of slumped down.
Yeah, run like a little bitch. Know that when you sleep, I am coming to kill you.
Kid overhears this and he kinda shakes his head to himself and walks away. He's like, go punch a wall, Kyle.
Shut up, Kyle.
So the party finds themselves, still on this road. You're actually not in a bad little area, and it's getting later in the day now. Do you guys want to camp here, or do you want to push on?
How much further are we?
Dude, I got 4 health. We're chilling.
You've got maybe
definitely
another like somewhere 10 to 12 hours, given the weather.
Okay, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
stop.
I got 2 health right now.
It was like 2 hours, I'd say we push, but
Someone skewer up some orc. We're chilling.
Oh, I like to search the bodies for any kind of like clues, anything like that.
I will
Okay,
also
roll
search.
me an investigation check, please.
Will
I'm
also
just trying to
assist
calm back
in
down.
the Searching.
it was scary.
That is a 17.
That is a 23.
I also chop all their heads off and put them on pikes.
Nice. So all you find on these guys, the 3 corpses that are here, they have these really kind of shoddily built great axes. Between the 3 of the corpses, there's 9 javelins. Again, very shoddily built, and just armor. There's no correspondence or anything. You can tell just by searching them, these were not like up there orcs. These are just there might have been orcs in the area, and these guys just saw the opportunity.
I want to take the axes that they had. What metal is it? Just basic iron or?
Oh, it's like low grade iron. Like
Okay, I want to
there's
take.
cracks and chips and shit all over.
I snapped them with. I just snapped the heads off the shafts, and I put the heads in my backpack. I'm gonna melt them down later.
Nice, very well. All right. Well, if that's the case, then you have 3 axe heads.
That's right. I forgot. We got a blacksmith in the party.
All right. Everybody else, you just preparing for.
I helped
camp.
with the investigating, the looting, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you found pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Just nothing of import. yeah, nothing to really tell you anything, and nothing other than some shit weapons.
In that case, I'm gonna stay froggy for some fucking raccoons.
All right, and so you guys set up camp.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, go ahead and
First watch, bitches.
Candu's
Died
got first
second
watch.
last night.
I'll take third again when it
Hey,
started.
I'll take second.
I'll take last once more.
All right. No need for the perceptions. Pretty much everything in the area, wildlife-wise, is kind of steered clear of this because they can smell the blood. The weather is actually a little nicer over the course of the night. It's less cold. Everybody's able to get like good, sleep, long rest. So everybody long rest yourselves. Give you your health back and your spell slots and stuff.
How do
And
you?
There isn't a button
There isn't
for
a-
long rest. You just
Yeah,
have to
you
manually
just
do
have
it.
to. Yeah.
I just plussed up my health. I don't know if you can do
Yeah.
spell slots.
You just tick them
You
again,
just- yeah, you
however
just-
they were.
Click the bubble next to him.
Oh, okay.
And as you guys awake the next morning, it's actually a little warmer morning for a change. There's no rain. The wind's kind of died down, and the sun is good and toasty. It just feels like a good day all around. So as the party packs up to head off, who's taking the lead?
I am again.
All right.
Yeah, I'll cover
I
the rear.
I've traveled this road. I assume I would
Get in-
know it.
Get in front of
manner.
me, squishies.
So after traveling for a good probably 10 hours of just walking down this road, we come to the High Hold. It's everything you think a city is, because most of you, it has been 1,000 years, so all of you grew up in the time after the calamity. This is the new face of a great city. Along these walls that were once a fortress, on the exterior, you kind of have these little town hamlets that kind of popped up, slowly ringing around the town or the city. Inside, you have bustling industry. There's markets everywhere on the outside, but the market that you really want to go to is inside the walls. But you do notice every tower and all along the ramparts of this wall are archers and guards. I mean, it is security is and always has been since it was founded. It's been very, very high. The one thing you notice here that those of you coming from Loch Shalen didn't notice is the diversity. There are, elves, there's halflings, humans, not just, the southern humans, the refugees, but even some of the Highlanders and some of the Northmen. A lot of people who normally wouldn't cohabitate, not even in Evercrest, in its heyday. Unlike Evercrest, which was, this big neutral city where all the races came to live together and they were going to make things so much better. They all still lived in their own little sections of town, but here everybody lives amongst each other. The markets have, stalls from each different race and even region. You have the Highlanders and the Northmen selling furs and things that you can only find amongst the mountain. The halflings are busy, tinkering, helping people with carts, selling, vegetables and fruits and stuff that they've grown in their gardens. Even the tieflings here are, entertaining and acting as medics and, kind of these roadside doctors. So you're kind of smacked with all of this to do, all of this information, all of these things you're seeing. And as you, did I do a tactical map for this one?
I have it pulled up.
So
It's got good music too.
as you're making your way, you got to cross this little bridge to get into the high hold proper, so to speak. It's using where the Shaylin and the Fell River kind of where it branches and becomes these two rivers as almost like an impromptu moat on the southern and eastern side of the city. But as you cross the bridge, you see this hooded figure just kind of like standing, kind of like leaning up against the bridge. The hood's up. You see a bow strapped to his back. I'm not going to worry about making this smaller. But you see he's kind of chewing on a little piece of reed. And he looks and he sees you and he... Okay. So he kind of stands up and blocks the road. Are you the ones that were coming up here for the professor?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
Right. Well, there may be someone here that might need to speak to you.
Seems to be a lot of those.
Stand by.
Balk him with my...
He turns around and he's like, wait right here. I'll be right back. Don't go inside the walls yet. And you see him kind of trot off. You see like a little tent set up. Like if you're looking at the map, you see a little tent set up by this little stable building. And he kind of pushes the flap over. And you see him kind of talking and he's like, so he runs back. And as he runs back, another figure follows him. And it is a... Wow, this tokens could not be more wrong in size together. It's another person in kind of the same garb. They're both wearing this like light leather. They've got cloaks on. They're both sporting a bow, both with a short sword. But this one, she kind of runs up and she kind of takes stock of you and excuse me. She kind of doesn't seem impressed. You know, she's like, so you were the ones that the professor sent to the council?
Yes, that's what we're here for.
Okay. And have any of you ever actually fought anything before?
There were some orcs we saw along the road that we...
You saw orcs on the road?
I dispatched them with great ferocity.
I lit two of them on fire.
Half day's journey back.
I left their heads on pikes. You can go back and look.
Away, you might encounter.
She looks over and she looks over at the figure that kind of met you on the bridge, and she's like, "Did our patrol see them?" He looks back. He's like, "Oh, you haven't heard from the patrol in probably a day or so."
It was.
I'll send someone out to make sure they're okay. And he kind of stands there. They both look at you, and she goes, "Well, we've been told to hold you here. The council's not quite ready for you. But if you want, there's food. We have bedding. The stables here acts as kind of an inn. So if you'd like, if everyone could make their way there, the council will come for you when they're ready. I am Leolin, and I am the captain of the Rangers. Leolin, Leolin. I am the captain. I am the captain of the Highhold Rangers, and this is my first ranger, Leif Shadowstrike. Good to see somebody's taking notes. You would think the scribe would be.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't
think.
Bro, I just proved I don't have.
What was the other one?
Shit, give me a break.
If you hover your
Leif Shadow.
If you hover your pointer over their token, you can read it. Can I just go home?
Well, your home's in Frosthold. This is
Oh,
Highhold.
this is not, okay. How
Oh
far
yeah,
is it?
Frosthold is ways.
Yeah, I haven't seen the map. Where are we on the big
As a
map?
matter of fact,
I'm kind of thinking the same thing though.
Yeah.
I want a nice, comfortable bed.
here you go. If you go to handouts,
It's not there yet.
did y'all get it?
Nope.
Handouts.
When the GM gives you maps or handouts, they will be displayed here.
Did it not display it?
It is
No.
no. It's no display.
Oh, stand by.
We only saw the map of New Aranthia like once.
Well, so yeah, as they're kind of ushering you toward this stable / inn, you see a little rack with like free handouts, like the little, like welcome station handouts with the maps in it.
Yeah.
And this one is the north of Aranthia. Did everybody get it now?
No.
Nothing.
Should
You
be
want to
pretty
run
good,
a break real quick while you try to figure that out?
yeah, let's do that.
All right. We'll be back shortly, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. Technical issues and some bio breaks that were needed. So,
We did
Moose
not
had to
fix the
poop.
technical issue.
Technically,
He was gone
it
like
was
the
an
whole
issue.
break.
He didn't mean technical issue. He meant technically it was going to be an issue.
everybody talking about now I have to use the bathroom like a human.
Nobody wants to witness Moose shitting himself on the stream. I
You're
mean,
correct.
not on this stream. That's for our OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's big in
This is not
Germany.
the time or place.
It's really big in Germany. All right, so the party, you guys have been kind of ushered into this inn, so to speak. It's kind of a makeshift inn with the amount of refugees kind of settling in the north, because it's a steady flow. I mean, it has been for probably the last 200 years. Well, the first half of that 1,000 years was just absolute chaos, a lot of wars. But this area, is steady bringing people in. There's even orcs who, are not really big on being with Umbrax, and they're like, this is fucking stupid.
Darius will be excited. Try not to get us killed.
As long as they're not wearing Umbrax's symbol, then.
So you're ushered into this inn. They take you up to the room. Leland kind of guides you into this room, and as you walk in, you realize it's just a big square room with like cushy bed mat things on the floor. And there's like 7 of them in here. She's like, all right, this will be your room for the night, and I will go see about the council. And she, kind of trots off and just leaves you to yourself. So
Hey,
the
wait.
party finds
Why don't you have a
themselves.
drink with me?
She's gone. She's a ranger. Not with the likes of you.
Why, because I have a beak? Racist.
But so she trots off, and Leif kind of stands for a second and takes a last look at the party, and he's like, ha, killed some fucking orcs, did you? And he just kind of follows after her, and the party finds themselves again in a room waiting for news. What are you guys going through right now? Like, what's the party doing in this room?
I am examining the axe heads, and I already know you told me that they're shit quality, so I'm trying to mentally record exactly how much I could probably get from each axe head of actual useful material.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to make with it. I'm not going to reveal that yet. It'll come in time.
Nice.
So, Ken is internally conflicted. He's not excited about this stupid mission. But at the same time, he knows something has to be done. So while he's kind of working through all of his anger and his options and kind of trying to figure out what to do and what the hell is going on in his life, he's got his loot for dummies, loot for beginners, open on the table in front of him, and he's kind of slowly picking strings, trying to figure out how to read what this book is telling him to do.
Okay.
And processing all of this stuff in the background.
Ash?
I'm just sort of going through my bag now that we have a chance to properly sit down somewhere. And I'm making sure none of my shit's broken because I don't fancy getting new glassmaker's tools. That's not somewhere in my price range at the moment. So I'm just methodically going through, making sure all the vials and bottles that I've carried with me that I was originally going into the town to sell, that I'm now just carrying with me, they're all still intact and wrapped properly, even through the jostling of me apparently having to run through the fucking wilderness.
Run through the jungle. Bow.
Welcome to
And
the jungle.
I find one that does have like a huge crack running down the entire length of it. So I just put it to the side for a moment, and I lay my hand on the the orb again as I put it down, and just the crack reseals itself as a mending goes off in the process, and I don't even fucking notice.
Nice. Trash.
He is writing in that tome that Orin gave him, and it's he's essentially just sort of documenting what has happened so far. He talks about the orcs and how he's killed 2 of them, one with a firebar spell, the other one with a raccoon that he cast fireball on, and just marked down that Darius took 3 of the axe heads from the orcs that we killed. We killed 3 of them. 1 did get away. We're here in High Hole, sort of journaling.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So as you guys are doing this, like it is getting dark, you kind of are suspecting now you're not going to be summoned until the morning. And Trash, as you're holding the book and you're journaling, you see kind of underneath what you've written, like words start appearing. It's like, and it reads, "Oh my, seems like you have had quite the adventure in only a few days."
Oh, you can
the book
see this?
The book starts to the book starts to vibrate, and in the middle of the room, where all of you can see, is a kind of hazy blue image of Orin. He's like, my, quite the adventure already. And he turns to you. He's like, Trash, I'm sure you're absolutely enjoying it.
Oh, astonishing.
Killed 2 orcs.
Yes.
Good on you, son. Good on you. And Darius, I read that you are becoming quite the warrior.
I put their heads on pikes. Make sure that's noted.
Very nice, very nice. It will be written in the history, son. I swear it.
Yes.
And he turns to Can-Do. He's like, I see you are learning your lute.
I'm working on it.
Very nice. And Ash, I see the mending spell that you... Did you mean to cast that? And he points at the broken glass. Yeah,
I didn't do that.
Okay,
I didn't.
You did, and it's going. It'll come to you. And he kind of turns and looks at everyone. And he's like, I will be with the council in a matter of minutes here, and you will be summoned in the morning. And I do have some news. I know I said that we had found some more information, and that well, you all will not be going south just yet.
What?
Darius, I know you wanted to go fight orcs in the south, and my dear Trash, I know just wherever you go will be an adventure for you. Ash, you will be quite quintessential to this leg of the journey. There seems to be something in the frosts, in the wastes, beyond the hold. The council will tell you in the morning, and I really hope the best for all of you. And yes, get some sleep. They will summon you in the morning, and with that, the little haze kind of dissipates, and you're left once again in an empty room.
Okay.
All right. What is everyone doing now?
Do I hear any kind of noises of a forge nearby?
Not where you're at. All you hear is the horses out back and the people kind of working the stable that's on the first floor of this.
Okay.
You could go help the farriers.
I'm gonna go ask the stable people if they know where the local forge is.
They're not gonna talk to you. It's dark. These dudes are doing the last bit of tossing hay. You got one guy mucking out the last stall. So as you start asking people, they're just like, I don't know, mate. I'm just trying to finish up for the day. I just want to go home. And you see them, they all kind of starting to wander kind of out into the town toward their respective domiciles.
Fine.
Anyone else?
I'm just playing my loot.
I'm
I
just
have
journaling.
now
In the safety
investigating.
of amongst all of these people, you feel pretty safe. So everyone's you're able to drift off to sleep, shake off the exhaustion of the journey and the fights you had. And as you're all sleeping, doing the brain doing what the brain do, you're kind of recounting just the last 48 hours really of chaos, really. For some of you, the first real excitement you've experienced in your life. And it's about 4:45, 5-ish, right before the dawn, when you hear a massive crashing outside that startles everyone awake. And you hear these footsteps charging up the stairs, charging down the hall, and your door of your room flies open, and it's Leif. And he's got like a gash across his cheek, and he is out of breath. And he looks at all of you, he goes, "But I hope your orc fighting skills can be used for some other things, because we got a fucking giant."
Ooh.
And with that, we end our session. And
Hey.
I appreciate everybody who came and watched the stream. Absolutely fantastic. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're happy to have everybody who did stuff in the chat. Kudos, I appreciate it. And the players, you guys are fucking phenomenal. I'm so glad you seem to be enjoying this so far.
It's been a good one so far.
It's
And
awesome.
with that, that'll close out session 1 of Aranthia, New Beginnings. Come back next week for some more Tales of Salt and Sword, DM'd by the lovely Captain Moose. And the rest of us will be here.
Plus boats.
All right.
So we'll see you guys. Also, take a look out for, keep an eye out for potential videos this week of Chris, myself, possibly Tony, possibly everybody here. Might have, might bring some.
We might get bored and just throw everybody in it. Who
Yeah,
knows?
so keep an eye out for that, and we'll be seeing you. Have a lovely rest of your weekend, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.